Fucking hell, we both went for the same thing. Welcome everybody to
told
the
you, it's banging.
podcast, and it is episode 107, and we are back.
Is it?
Yeah,
Is it not 106?
107 as far as I know. Anyway, tops. See what he's done to me now already. Hold on a second. I'm just going to double check this because I know I'm fucking right here.
Because I'm full sure you posted about it a while ago, saying episode 106.
106, 107, whatever. Hold on. Okay, so.
I'll have you know the podcast
107, motherfucker. 107, I am right.
Okay.
So, yeah.
107. Fuck.
And before you so rudely interrupted me and tried
See,
to.
what happened to me was I got
correct
confused because we did a second show last week.
I was going to talk about that. But yeah, so we are back on a regular time slot of Tuesday night.
Yes.
And Tubbs, look, there's nobody else here. It's just us again.
Oh man, I had a blast on Saturday, but I will say one thing, all right? My ADHD went fucking bananas, man. I could not concentrate with the amount of heads and screens that ran the fucking thing. It was.
Let me tell this story, Tubbs, because I'll get to the chat in a minute. I know you're there and there's loads of comments and stuff, but I want to tell you this little story about Tubbs first. So when we came off the live stream last Saturday, wasn't it? Yeah, Saturday. Tubbs was like, I did not enjoy that at all because there were so many people. And I said,
no. To clarify, I didn't. It's not that I didn't enjoy.
No, it's
the
not
concept
the
of what we were doing in the stream and stuff. It's the process of that, and there was just so much going on, so many people talking, so many screens. It fucked my brain up, is what happened. Because I even went quiet like halfway through, and I was just going like, what's going on? What's going on?
You had your Brady Bunch moment, like, didn't you?
I really did. You know what it was? It was like when it came on, right? Because obviously I knew Nick was coming on, knew Connor was coming on, I think, and Baz.
And Peaky as well, yeah. And
then Peaky, and then there was three other screens going on here.
As well.
And then there was the screens kept moving around, and it was just, and there was so much chatter going on, and I was kind of going like, at one point I was just going like, there's so much going on the screen, I don't know where to look, and I don't know where to listen, and I'm just going to stay quiet and see what people are saying.
So yeah, just
so if anyone was wondering why I was quiet on the stream, that is why. ADHD crippled my brain.
There was just to comment on that stream as well. Delighted to be asked by Salacious to come on and do the Culture Cast on a Saturday for a fantastic cause for Kat and her medical bills. And at the end of the night, they raised the grand total of $4,363. So that is absolutely fantastic. And fantastic work from everyone in the community. And for my own part, just want to thank anyone that jumped in on our stream and all the lads that joined us. We had a bit of crack and I played a game that was kind of silly and it went mad as usual, but it was good crack.
Do you know what it became like? Who can
be the worst?
Yeah, who can like go the worst, and the levels just kept getting worse.
But as always, tits always wins the day. So well done to Connor Fuller on that.
Yes.
And yeah, so that was an awesome experience.
Yeah.
Lots of people were on the Culture Casts. I myself, I had my own Tubbs moment as well, because the guys in the chat on the night will tune that I did not. I tried to put up as many comments as I could on screen, but there just was not the vocal room.
Yes. But I don't, as you even said, is because we're so used to doing the 2-hour set, so we have a rhythm and we have a thing that we can kind of bounce between ourselves. Obviously, you know, when you have that many people and there's a lot more conversation going on, so there's less time to get to comments and things like that. You know what I mean? So, but just to clarify, I didn't hate the whole thing we were doing. I was so happy that we were doing it, and it was for a great cause. It was just my ADHD fucking went into spasm mode.
I will say as well, like
mid-cast.
there was 40 odd in the chat for most of the thing.
Wow,
so
okay.
Not that I haven't any, not that I don't have it already, but I have now massive, even more respect for the USR guys who have like 60 odd in the chat every Friday night. I don't know how I would fucking deal with that.
But like, I think you genuinely do, and it was an experience in itself, right? Because like having that many people kind of, and you're trying to bounce around, and you genuinely probably do need to have someone to moderate chat as you're going.
pen and paper is helpful.
There you go. Pen and paper is
Anyway, so
and there's another reason I will say before we go on. This is the reason Brian takes care of the show, right? Because
I'm the admin guy.
I'm good at what like I ramble and I'll bring whatever I can bring to the show. But sometimes when it gets so chaotic, that's kind of when my brain fries and explodes.
Now you just have to take a breath and keep going. That's all it is.
Yeah.
So
I mean, look, it's a lesson for next time, right?
So yeah, let's say hello to the chat anyway because they're waiting.
Hello, chat.
Mick says, "I am you,
and you are me."
Like synergy.
We're in sync tonight, and I like that.
G-Force is in the house. Gary Force, hey Brian Tubbs, hey Gary, hey Mick. Jonathan says, "Hey Brian Tubbs in the awesome chat. One of the best pop culture live streams going. I thank you, but with the worst intro music this side of a Specky game. Only kidding. Subpar 7 didn't make Specky games. I keep telling you, it's YouTube's fault."
Yeah, YouTube are like you're monetized now, kid. You gotta fucking have your own fucking music.
Jonathan's the sub G-Force. Manga Fandanga is in the chat. Tip of the cap. Grace is coming to take Tubbs' soul.
I don't.
Come on, G-Man, Manga Fandanga. Tubbs looks like you're gonna cry or something. Tip of the cap to all in chat.
Sorry, dudes.
Once more. And Connor says generic blanket one-off hello to everyone in chat. Now back to sitting here being grumpy.
Don't be grumpy, Connor. We love you.
Connor, don't be like that. Miss Daddy says, oi, 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 oi.
Story, dude.
Mick says, Daddy boy. Mick says, who said that? Hey, Daddy. G-Force says, hey, Connor and Daddy. Oi, oi. And hey, Mick. Hey, Jonathan. Hey, G-Force. James E is here. Hey, everyone.
James,
and the
man,
Lewis.
How are you, buddy?
I'll tell you, I saw the Lewis the other day a couple of times, and all I could think of was James falling out of it. Yeah. Mick says the Doom music. Boom, 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 boom.
And you know what? Look, we both opened the show bobbing our heads to it, man. So fucking it's working. You know?
James the Lewis Toucher.
The Lewis Toucher.
James is going to call his firstborn Lewis. With an O. Connor, James. Footers figures with the Lewis emoji.
Pictures of the Lewis.
Hey, James. Denny says, "Hi, lads, on time and everything. I'm always on time. It's Tubbs that makes me late." So,
hey, buddy, we were in the green room for a good fucking 7-8 minutes chatting, so.
It's a miracle on time. Yeah, Tubbs just kept me talking for about 5 minutes.
Dude, I'm fucking getting better at my punctuality.
5 minutes early, guys.
I was fucking 9 minutes early, but I had to jump out and jump back in.
Does the episode from Cat Stream count? No, because it's a charity one-off, and it didn't take place on this channel. So
yeah, it's
it's
just another special. It's like the Star Wars Christmas special. Does it really count to the canon of Star Wars? I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know what counts as Star Wars anymore. Took you 107 episodes
to get my punctuality on point.
No, to be early. Yeah. Evening, all. Hey, TJ, Terry.
Buddy.
Hey, TJC. TJ's banging out
storyboard.
TJ's banging out the retro game streams as well. Hey, Mick, Daddy, Jonathan, G-Force, Connor, TJC, James.
TJC, I want you to do a fucking Zombies Ate My Neighbors fucking stream, but
I just want you to play that game on stream. Super Nintendo. Overstimulated. Nick is here. Sup, mofo.
Story.
Hey, APD. Mick, G-Force, Fullers, APD. And everybody's saying hello to one another. Hey, TJC. That stream was nuts. Coconuts, even.
Dude, I said it to Brian at the start of the stream. My fucking ADHD brain exploded midway, and I was like, I couldn't concentrate on anything. There was a lot of fucking chatter, a lot of bounce.
Nick, James, Jonathan, sup all, sup Dave. I don't know who all is, but anyway. Manga Fandanga, he also did an awesome stream just before us as well on Saturday night.
A little tidbit, Brian had sent me a link to the stream, and I popped in and literally like ended up inside stream, and I'm like, oh no. And I jumped clean back out because I wasn't supposed to be in the stream.
So you were inside, is that what you were trying to say?
I was inside on the
inside side?
Yes, it was inside sight, and then I went and jumped back out.
I did the exact same thing at about 5 o'clock in the day, trying to figure out how to work it.
Yeah.
And I think Super John was on Super Awesome.
And if I thought of it afterwards, I should have just fucking stayed on stream and fucking watched Side Draw. But I panicked and was like, oh God, I'm not supposed to be on this.
No, they did not ever touch kids.
No.
I did not need to be reminded of that either. But anyway, we will keep going.
Nick letting you know, buddy, all 5 of those stories were put in a bin and burnt after that podcast, right?
And the ashes were burned as well. So I've just spent an hour and a half. I've just spent an hour and a half playing UN Squadron on SNES. Still didn't get that far. That is a bastard of a game.
Dude, I would sit down and watch you play Zombies Ate My Neighbors, man, if you do a stream on that.
Mick says, fuck you, Jono, respect Superior 7. Where's Smitty when you need him? It's probably off on another mission in Berlin or Prague or somewhere like that.
Yeah.
Might as well dream in here as in bed, Mick. Mick says, I will haunt you in your dreams, Jono. In the dreams. You busy haunting all those bad sports ball results that teams of yours gets. Yeah, Mick loves the foosball, the American foosball.
The foosball, the football, yeah.
And Tez is here. Hey, Tez. Hello there.
Tez.
Sup, Tez. Hey, Tez. What game was that you wanted, Tubbs? Zombies Ate
My Neighbors for Super Nintendo.
And
I think it was on Mega Drive as well. But yeah.
Yeah, it was actually. It was in arcade too.
And they released it a few months ago on the PlayStation store for $6 or whatever. It was Zombies Ate My Neighbors and Ghoul Patrol, which was the sequel that didn't do as well. But you get the 2 of them, and I have it on my PlayStation, and I have it on my SNES Mini as well. And it's my favorite fucking retro game.
Yeah, I got it on the SNES Mini as well.
It's just so ridiculously fucking stupid and bonkers and gloriously cool at the same time.
And difficult.
And so fucking hard. And it's one of those old fucking games that once you die, there ain't no fucking chapter fucking saves. You go back to the beginning of that game.
And not to get you've caused this now, but not to get taken away. But when I play a retro game, or not every retro game now, to be fair. So it's like I'll play the first level. I'm like, yeah, I remember this. This is so much fun. And then you get to the second level, and you're like, I can't get any further. Oh fuck, turn this shit off.
But and some games then are the opposite. It's like, when you were younger, it took you forever to clear them, and then you go like Sunset Riders is one I remember.
You do that in 20 minutes. Yeah.
20 fucking minutes. Like me and my mate Phil was some Sunday morning or Sunday afternoon when I was in his house. We popped it on. This game took us forever to clear when we were older.
Yeah, but you're missing the important one here. When I played Sunset Riders, I died like 5 times. Then I had to spend a half an hour begging for more money off my parents to go back and play again.
See, this is it. When you have it on a fucking actual console, you can just bang into it.
Keep pressing start, yeah.
And what was the line the first boss says to you when you kill him?
I can't remember.
Bury me with my money. Remember the fat dude that falls off the
that was Red Dead Redemption for our time, like, in fairness.
Basically, it was the retro Red Dead.
That Brie Larson goes in the wood chipper simulator.
Do you want to know something actually that happened this week?
Depends.
For 100+ episodes, I've openly shared my affection for.
In fairness, you give up on that a while ago.
Yeah, but you know what I mean? For like 100 episodes plus or whatever, I shared my affections for Brie Larson, right? Don't really hate or have anything much anymore. I have found a new one for the next 100 episodes.
Who's that?
One that's worse than Brie Larson. Rachel Zegler.
Oh, the Snow White one. I've not
10 minutes of watching this girl on screen and my brain bled out of my fucking
Shazam,
nose.
Isn't
she? I don't care. She's fucking a dickhead.
She's one of the she's one of the adopted kids in Shazam. She becomes like the superhero near the end.
Really?
And
no wonder it fucking flopped.
No, I know there's like some controversy around her, isn't there?
She's literally possibly killed the Snow White live action. Or got it pushed back so far that she's probably going to get recast.
But like,
I beg anyone to go watch the interviews with this girl and just go like, how are you that up your own hole about being cast in a movie that size and attached to Disney, and that's the shit you're throwing?
But apparently, I've heard like that she's just an idiot. There's nothing wrong with her. Like she's just a dumbass.
She's a stupid fucking kid that has stupid views and all this. It's the new. She's a product of the new generation. Everything's woke. Everything's fucking backwards. Everything's blah. Do you know? Everything's hatred for men and bullshit like that. And it's Disney. Disney's pushing the woke envelope out their fucking hole anyway, man. Do you know what I mean? So it was about fucking time they were going to create a new Brie Larson, like. You know, and that's all I'll say on the subject. She's a cunt.
I think her biggest problem though was they asked her while she was on the picket line of the SAG-AFTRA thing, and all she could talk about was being cast in Snow White, even though she's supposed to be protesting against these people.
And she turned around and fucking and even said that she doesn't like the original movie. I'm going, even if you think it, love, you're not supposed to say it. You're being cast in this. And I mean, the question I have is how does it feel to be, you know, I don't know, like fucked by 7 dwarves that aren't dwarves? You're just being fucked by 7 regular dudes, which is literally a glorified gangbang. Like,
I mean, like,
these are the things I think of. Okay.
Oh, we know. We don't.
We know.
Your mind. But yeah, twist the tubs, everybody. Hey.
I'm back in 2D.
Oh, fuck my life.
See, as I said to Brian, when it's just me and you, screen by screen, I can concentrate. I'm
right. Time to let everybody back in the chat room. Tubbs got out under control again. Daddy says, "Hey, Tez." Mick says, "My teams win, Johnny. You dickhead." Mick, you support United. They don't win all the time.
Mick, yes, I'm just going to say it. I love you, buddy, right? But like United are like the Brie Larson of football. They're just
no.
Let's be honest.
Terry says to you, Tubbs. Yes, I have that one on a Mega Drive, Tubbs. APD loves that game a lot, also.
Deadly.
Tez says, "Sorry, I missed your stream." Hi, Tez. Jonathan says, "I'm sure they do, Mick. I'm sure they do." Lobot, how are you, dude? Welcome to the stream.
Story, Lobot, man. How are you?
Good evening, boys and all. They do. Hey, Lobot. Yeah, Lobot. APD says, interspecies relationships, the ghost of Robin Williams, crack addict Andy, and Sister Act. How could you burn that?
And no. We didn't want to burn it, buddy. It had to be burnt for the sake of the kids.
It had to be taken away, yeah.
All of the stories had to be fucking put in a canister and burnt.
You ready for a night out in Blackpool, Tez? Ooh, that could be dicey. I've been playing retro games a ton recently. Turns out I'm shit at all of them except Columns. And Columns is just a shit Tetris.
Do you know what you should fucking play, Tez?
That's APD said that. But anyway.
Was it?
APD said that.
Oh, yes. Fucking guns. But what you should fucking actually play on the thing is if anyone like loves retro games, go back and play The Lost Vikings. You want to fucking
love that game.
But how fucking hard is it?
It's a puzzle game. It's definitely
so fucking hard.
Ridiculously hard, like, but it's so fun.
There's so many fucking good ones. And then my kids were like, the graphics are terrible. I was like, oh my god, that's the best part. They look shit on purpose.
I don't know.
Well, they look shit because when they were made, but fucking obviously, do you know what I mean?
Mick says, who? Smith Lord is here. He said, hello, everybody. Hope this Tuesday finds you well. So you're not
finds you well too, sir.
You're not off in Prague or some Eastern European venue shooting lads.
I'm doing the deed somewhere, like.
I feel your pain, Nick, says TJ. Sup, Chris? Gina Carano for Snow White.
Oh man, fucking. Oof. She'd probably be a step up at this point.
Smith Lord, Chris. Hello, Chris. SS. The Snow White dipshit tried cancelling a ton of other actors as well a few years ago. I didn't hear anything about she
she seems like she seemed
like awful person.
Just an absolute dickhead of a fucking person to be around it.
Mick says 7 Tubsy Whoopsies.
Fucking the
Tubs, you're afraid of those, so I don't think you'd like that, would you?
Well, then I'd probably watch this movie.
7 Dwarfs.
I was like, yeah, they look normal.
TJC, I can play PS1 games fine, but Mega Drive games seem like the hardest thing ever. Yeah, games years in the early 90s were ridiculously hard.
But do you know what it is, dude? It's like you go back and you play these retro games, right? And like even go back and play the original Mario, right? There's some days you
Oh no,
clear.
Mario's burned in here. I can play that with my eyes
No,
closed.
but that's what I'm saying. You clear in 20 fucking minutes if you know all the warp tunnels and everything else, right? But there's other days then you will sit on one fucking level and keep dying and keep dying and keep dying, and then you break the console. It's
Tubbs speaks the truth for once.
and no, but
as
it
a
is,
dwarf
man.
himself, these are Tubbs' thoughts.
We've been over this, G-Force. I do not hate dwarves. I hate dwarves in costume.
Jonathan says, wasn't Snow White the movie that made Disney back in the day? Shitting on that just seems
It was
like
the
a really
first fucking movie, sure.
for me. Yeah.
Apparently, what she said in her interview, or from what I seen, was that this is where the wokeness came out. Right? It was like they were asking about the prince, and then she made a joke. She was like, "Oh, it's not 1937. You know, this isn't about the love story. It's about this girl like Joe can be the leader,
wants to kick ass and be all this shit,
kick ass and be a true leader like her father taught her." And then fucking went on, and then she joked about, "Oh, sure, we don't even really know if your man's scenes are going to get cut or not," and then winked at the camera or whatever the fuck. I was going, "You absolute dipshit, like stupid fucking girl."
I won't be seeing it anyway, so I don't really care.
As I've seen a lot of memes, how to cancel your career in one fucking interview, basically.
Yeah, it goes to show how awesome we were at games as kids, Nick. Yeah, we were.
But see, I think as well.
Couldn't clear when I was a child later.
But you said this as well to me one night, is the reason games nowadays aren't as challenging is because every single time you get to a certain point, there's a saved checkpoint. There's constant saves.
You're being led by the hand in most games now.
It's saving in the background constantly. You don't even have to worry about saving the game. Back in the day, like you had 4 lives, 5 lives, whatever, and you had to fucking mine to get more. Do you know what I mean?
I started playing. I was going to say this later in my show and tell, but I got Jedi Survivor the weekend.
Yes, you did.
I started playing that, and I turned it off by accident last night. I was like, "Oh bollocks, fuck! What am I going to do?" I literally turned it back on. It was at the same place again. Just saved for me.
Same place.
I was like, "Oh, it's not too bad."
It's auto saved.
Yeah, Mick says, "Shut up! I'm being bullied." Boo, boo, boo.
But we should do a show on the difference of new and old games one of the days, dude.
Yeah, definitely. Jesus, make Man United even worse than ever. No, that's unfair. On Man United, a little bit. So he's laughing. I really feel bad now, Mick, for all teasing. I thought you followed Spurs. We couldn't be friends if you followed Spurs. I am, of course, joking. What system is it on, Tubbs? I'll get the ROM. # yay piracy.
And I think it's on. I played it on Super Nintendo, Nick. But I think you can get it on Mega Drive as well. But just get the ROM for the SNES ROM or for the emulator and stuff. But no.
No, Lost Vikings is on Super Nintendo.
Both you can get it on both SNES or Mega Drive.
I think no, it was only on Super Nintendo.
Oh, was it only? Okay, Super Nintendo's. See, I played it on Super Nintendo because I was a Nintendo kid back then. I had a Sega Mega Drive and stuff, but
Connor will be happy to hear I'm watching the Liverpool replay. Hey Smithy, did you lose a bet, G-Force? Tubbs, did you ever play Pirates? That was hard as hell. That sounds familiar. I don't remember.
Pirates.
I remember an ad in a video game magazine for it.
See, it's like people's names, dude. You show me a picture and I fucking have it in my memory bank. You fucking tell me a name, I'm fishing through. Get up an image there and show this to me and see, do I remember it? We'll see now, TJC, my friend.
Sid Meier's Pirates.
Because I remember so many fucking games that are burnt into my fucking retinas and my brain cells from all the years of playing video games.
Burnt into your arsehole, is that right?
Like I have, this is for Nick and TJC. I have a SNES Mini there that I have kind of like fucking hacked, kind of like cracked open. Then I put like fucking nearly 700 games on the thing. And you remember then how many retro games are actually terrible when you put them all on it. So I started like taking shit off it because there was too many crap games there.
Let's see. Is this the one?
Pirates, and then was that Super Nintendo Mega Drive? Or was that a different console altogether?
I'm going to go with Sega Mega Drive. This one. Yeah, I vaguely.
Yeah, I do remember it. Yeah. See, straight away pictures I can click. Because there's so many fucking games, dude. Do you know what I mean? They bleed into each other over time. Like,
Yes, G. Gina Carano would peg the dwarves, and for that reason, I vote her too. Yeah.
Gina Carano and fuck the dwarves with a strap on, man.
There's a closet Liverpool fan. No, G-Force an Arsenal fan. I'm not just a hater. What Connor said. Hello there, hey Podres and Palpatine, how are you, dude?
Story, dude.
Hey Tez, I completed Trapdoor on the Spectrum for my 500th video. First time I've completed it on my channel. That's class.
Do you know what game I remember? Now, correct me if I'm wrong in this, Brian, right? Because I think we talked about this before. There's a Commodore 64 game, Flimbo's Quest.
I've heard of it, definitely.
Did you remember playing that game? Like, there's like 100 levels or whatever the fuck. You got to like the 99th level and there's like a glitch. You can't go fucking any further. And you just feel like completely robbed because if you fucking switch the game off, you have to start from the fucking start again.
That was all games back then done.
But that's my point. I was like fucking, and like anyone in the chat, if you ever remember that, or if I just had a weird dream that this happened, but I completely remember.
Did you have cheats?
Getting to like level 99 and then fucking it kept glitching. I couldn't go any further. Couldn't.
See, that's even more impressive. Completing games back then without cheats.
Well, the cheats were like fucking but you had to buy like a fucking actual book or a fucking like a games book for it.
With a dinger.
You couldn't just go on your phone and go like, oh, because like nowadays as well, and you got to factor in as well, Brian, that like when you were playing games back in the day, like you would use your actual brain, or if you had a friend over, the two of you were trying to fucking figure shit out as you go.
Back then, you could buy video game magazines that had cheats in the back.
Okay, but you had to physically go into a shop.
There is no, yeah, exactly. There is no.
Now you go on your phone and look for a walkthrough to get past. This is what kids are doing. Like kids are watching other people play video games, so when they play a game, they know what to do already. It's become an easier process over time.
Yeah, but Tom's like if you were to buy Dark Souls or Sekiro or something like that, there is no amount of walkthroughs that can lead you handheld through that game.
But I mean,
there is games out there that are still hard, like
during the lockdown, obviously during pandemic and all that kind of crack, right? I bought a lot of the Lego games, you know, for the kids to keep them entertained when they were
in their own way.
Those fucking games are fucking deadly hard, man. Like adults, I mean, I was trying to figure out how to get fucking like the Skywalker saga, the 9 fucking movies in the Lego game. I'm trying to figure out to get the platinum in that for, and as I was going through it with them, and I was going
they're boring because they are all the same.
Yeah, I mean, look, they are like my favorite of the Lego games that I've played, it was on the PlayStation 3, the Lord of the Rings one. It was like the first one they'd done with the soundtracks and voices.
Yeah.
And I loved it, man. It captured all 3 of the best parts of the fucking 3 movies. I found with The Hobbit was different because The Hobbit only covered The Hobbit, the first 2 movies or something, and then the third one hadn't come out. So like it covers 2 films, and then there's the ending's a cliffhanger.
Well, that movie should only have been, that story should only have been 1 or 2 films anyway.
Look, they should have only had one film for that anyway.
Action Pop Dad says, modern emulation means all the saves you want. Only way I could beat Revenge of Shinobi. Oh, that was a killer of a game as well.
See, but that's what I mean. Is even with the emulators nowadays on the emulations and stuff, like you can actually physically save them. Like,
you should definitely all go. You should definitely all check out Tez's 500 video as well, guys.
Yeah.
For beating Trapdoor. Rolando is here, Mr. Rolando.
Rolando, how are you, sir?
Mr. Flores, hey Rolando. Mickey Mouse World of Illusion is insanely hard to beat it so many times as a kid. Can't get past it now. Yeah, that was a really fun game. I only played it the other day with the twins, and they were like, same thing. They were like, "Why is it so hard?" I was like, "I don't know." That's a loaded statement you made there.
Oh my god!
In more ways than one. He has a SNES Mini because he can't hold a normal SNES control pad.
Like, and it's mad to think, right? It's mad to think. All jokes aside, when you look at the Super Nintendo controller, right? The Super Nintendo controller kind of became the kind of formatted design for a lot of the consoles to follow. You could say that about the Mega Drive. Like that's a PS4 controller, right? But look at the design. So like
it's up to the PS4.
Well, the kid, do you know what the mad thing?
That's a PS5 controller, I thought, no?
No, that's a PS4 controller, dude. The twins prefer the PS4, right? Because you can customize the backgrounds and put games into folders.
Tez says, isn't that Skull and Crossbones, the one I looked at a while ago? TJ says, that's what I've got to do with my streams, Tubbs. Bleh. That's what I've got to do my streams, Tubbs. Mega Drive Mini, SNES Mini, Amiga Mini, C64 Mini, and PlayStation Mini. Oh, that's awesome. I really need to pick up a Mega Drive Mini because it's the only one I don't have as well. The SNES controller would be too heavy and would crush our Tubbsy Whoopsie.
But I mean,
Ironically,
when
that's
was
one
the
of the
last
most
time you
lightest
used this NES
controllers ever.
controller, dude? They're fucking light as hell, man.
I have an Anbernic emulation handheld that I can also hook to the TV and use Bluetooth controllers. It was pricey, but worth every damn penny. Plays everything up to Dreamcast and some PSP.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'd love to get one. I had one of those, those arcade machines before.
Yeah.
The bar. Remember you played it even? I think the
Yeah, I
bar
did.
top,
Yeah.
bar top arcade, and I ended up selling it. But I'd love to get something that would connect up to my TV as well.
I mean, like, you know Phil, Boogie Bop.
Yes.
Yeah, Pop Sanders. Like,
sure do.
he is a fucking genius when it comes to this stuff, dude. He went off and got like a fucking doctorate in fucking computers and networking and fucking
just so he could steal games.
But no. But he basically, his job is fucking high. He's a high level job, and he does all the computer stuff and everything else. Right, way more advanced than I ever am with that stuff. But he joked about it one night. He's like, he's at home at the moment. I think he's about 50% through it. He's coding a fighting game, but it's Street Fighter, Mortal Kombat, Tekken. It's fucking Final Fight. It's the old. He's the Marvel versus Capcom, and he's putting them all into the fucking game. And it's in there with their moves and their fucking. Awesome. And he's got about 400 characters in the game at the moment.
Jesus.
And I'm going like, dude, like you need to like stop and just finish it. Now, it's now become a project where like how
20 seconds to pick your character.
Yeah, but it's now become one of these things. Is like, when you start a project like that, it's like how big can I make it? But you never really finish it. So I even said to him, like, dude, you could just make your own fucking game at this point, like.
Roland's Reviews, G-Force 20, TJC, Jonathan Redmond, Manga Vandanga, Miss Steady 16, Mick, Holland, Lobot, Action Bob Dad, and Connor. Rolando, hey TJC. Rolando. APD says, sorry, Tez, I didn't say hi. Hello. Punch. Padres and Palpatine. Manga Fananga says, who is going to Toy Fair in October? Which is in the UK, I'm going to say.
Oh.
I won't be anywhere this year anyway because I am broke as fuck. Hail, Rolando. Might go up, depends on spins. Getting
back. It all comes down to fucking money, like, really, doesn't it?
Always. Getting past Bowser with the Hammer Brothers on the NES drove my 13-year-old brain mental. Yeah, those run underneath the three of them at the right time.
Yeah, it's mental when you go back and play the original fucking NES version of Mario, right? And you realize that like there's a point. I think it's in like the second fucking level. You can get up on the top and run the entire way across to the fucking pipe that like sends you 4 worlds ahead.
Padres and Palpatine says, we all know the Star Wars Racer is the greatest game ever. I have the remastered version of it on the PlayStation fucking class. All right.
Oh yes.
Hey Rolando. Ted says, love the Lego Dimensions game. I've never played that one.
Dude, do you know what I was even saying? Is like
I'm sure
Dimensions, like remember like because obviously I was scouting for Disney Infinity characters recently, and I have the Disney Lego Dimensions as well. But it was the price of the character packs when they were released is what killed those games. They were too fucking expensive. But I was even saying it to my mate there, I was like, why don't they just release digital fucking characters, like like DLC characters online and do it that way? And keep the lifespan of the game going, because it was a fucking cool concept. Like, like the pack I had like The Simpsons, Back to the Future, fucking Batman, Supergirl, and it was a load of different ones there. Like,
Jonathan said, "No, the Xbox controller pretty much became the default controller design, in my honest opinion. I see a lot of the Mega Drive controller in the Xbox as well, because it's kind of the chunky and that.
Or maybe it's just the PlayStation. The PlayStation for me is always kind of kept that like Super Nintendo design in its like D-pad and
same here. He says
buttons.
SNES controller definitely influenced the PS controller, but originally that's true as well. It was originally meant to be a joint project between Nintendo and Sony.
So that's kind of why it feels so similar, especially the PlayStation 1 controller.
I think wasn't it Sony like left Nintendo with their dicks in their hands at the last minute or something like that?
I think so. I think that was the. But
They
sure,
pulled
that
out
seems to be Sony.
all the horrible references here, like. But anyway, Brian, I plan to do Tom Clancy's Ghost Recon stream with Sai and Shabby. Once we can sort it out. You fancy joining? Also, I'll have to download it again, and my internet's terrible. That's the only thing.
Do you know what I would love?
Barely holds the stream together.
Because I know the boys aren't like massive wrestling fans, but at one point in time, I would love to get a couple of retro wrestling games and get a few of us on a stream and just kind of just fucking.
What's the main one called? It was out years ago.
No Mercy.
No. Further back.
Further back.
Oh fuck!
I'm assuming it wasn't a WWE or WCW game, was it?
WWF years ago. WrestleFest. That's what I was thinking.
WrestleFest. Oh man, with the fucking
with Hogan and Slaughter and all.
There's a new released version of that.
It's crap. I have it. Yeah.
Oh yeah. It's like it's the same thing, isn't it? It's like I have fond memories, as you said, about Joe going into the arcades and Ballybunion and things and playing like Turtles and Simpsons. That's my memories of WrestleFest, right? But then when I got the new one, I was like, oh, this isn't good. They don't have the same connection to it anymore.
If you want to know about retro handhelds, watch a channel called Retro Game Corps. Russ, the guy that runs it, is very helpful. I will check that out for sure.
Cool.
Yeah. Fandango says, went into Warhammer today to see their painted display figures. Can honestly say not a patch compared to Mick's.
Deadly. Because Mick is our fucking legend of the minis, like.
That is a 500ml bottle for Topsy.
Yes.
James says, get playing No Mercy. No Mercy's class.
Oh man,
I put hours into the N64 wrestling games.
Have you been keeping up to date with the Ultra Pro Wrestling streams?
Yeah, I don't like their financial model, whatever.
Well, I mean, like obviously it's in Kickstarter and stuff like, but I mean, but they've updated the models and stuff, and it does look like it's going to play like a retro No Mercy game, like an Aki game, which is
but what they're doing when you buy it and you get all like the default.
Yeah, and you buy the DLC for
all the actual wrestlers in are DLC.
But do you know why they're doing it that way? It's because obviously, because they're making this game themselves, so obviously they don't have like all the money in the world. So
I think
all the DLCs they sell will obviously have all those wrestlers' names and families or whatever attached. So there'll be like half the profits of each sale will go back to the wrestlers themselves. It's kind of like a support.
What good is that to my wallet?
No, do you know what it is? It's one of those things is where it's just like if you like the wrestlers that are in the game, then you're helping support them financially or something.
I get it 100%.
Well, come here, Joe. You know me. As long as the creation suite is banging in this game, I'll be happy because I love me a fucking creation suite.
Nintendo actually pulled out on some. Yeah, it was one way or the other. Hence the reason they developed their own console to get back on them. Manga Fandango says, as long as I can be Becky Lynch, I'm in.
You can be whoever
just get a red wig, so you're fucking set. I'm telling you.
Our Rebecca Quinn from the Limerick City where me and Brian live. Her boiler says Dublin. That is not the truth.
Smith Lord says, "Fuck me, I'm not even safe from wrestling here,
dude."
I did not take it down this alleyway. Tubbs did.
Hey, dude.
I know.
I talk about wrestling 24 fucking hours a day.
The big boys
wrestling's my thing.
Okay. Anyway, we do like 40 minutes out of spec there. I went.
Yeah, it's all good. Well, it's all good because you have show and tell and I don't, so it'll be a faster process.
The show and tell. Okay. All right.
Show and tell us what you got, sir.
I shall show and tell. Now, I don't have them on me, but I did say I got Jedi Survivor for PS5. It's gone down in price. Street Fighter 6 has actually gone down in price as well. It's only 40 quid now.
Really? Now, I was going, this goes back to the creation suite thing again. I was going to buy that, right, solely because I heard you can create your own character in it.
Mm. And?
Like, I can imagine a Brian O'Regan and a Tubbs, like, kicking the shit out of each other, Street Fighter style. Like, that would be a cool thing to watch for anyone in the stream, like, you know?
Well, like...
I'm also... Brian won't play WWE 2K23 anymore, but I've also started creating Brian's actual modeled character in it, so I'll try and get some footage of.
That's because I refuse to give money to Vince McMahon. There you go.
Yeah. Well, if Tony Khan keeps fucking letting these fucking wrestlers slap each other, I'll be giving no money to him.
Who's the one dragging it back to wrestling?
Yeah, me, because I have a vendetta against wrestling this weekend.
I also bought the Callisto project for 20 quid as well. Protocol, yeah. I keep fucking calling it project for some reason.
Well, what did I say to you was if you're a fan of Dead Space, you'll enjoy it.
It's like a mix of Dead Space and do you remember Chronicles of Riddick: Escape from Butcher Bay?
Yes. Do you know what? And this is what I got from it, right? I don't know if you played these games. It's kind of it felt for me like they mixed Dead Space with the Evil Within play styles. Those two play styles seem to be kind of like they're married together in those games. In a good and bad ways. It's clunky in ways, and then but it's really atmospheric horror.
It's really production values are top notch on it. Like
they're fucking top notch.
Sound design is unbelievable. When I played it the other night, I turned off all the lights and everything, and
now it's only
really creepy. Like
it's only about a 15-16 hour game.
That suits me fine over long games.
Yeah, do you know what I mean? It's got enough gameplay in it to kind of get you a good story and get you to the end kind of without kind of like, you know, over fucking staying your welcome.
Like we do talking about wrestling, overstaying our welcome. Okay, so I'm gonna make myself big.
I love Smitlard, right? Smitlard's going, oh man, I can't even escape wrestling on this channel. Buddy, before this, the Culturecast was born. This used to be a wrestling show.
This is why I changed it.
This is a weekly wrestling show we did before the Culturecast started.
And it wasn't actually because that was a recorded thing. That wasn't.
Well, yeah, but you know what I mean? Is like that was the weekly show we were doing was the retro wrestling chat, and then
someone got bored
moved into the live format,
which
became a completely different beast. A better beast, if I say.
Well, to be fair, like the person with us got bored of doing it, so it worked out better for us in the end.
No, yeah, but you know what I mean, like fucking, but I think this is a much bigger, better show because it's
funny though.
It gives you a lot more windows to talk about things instead of just being locked into the one subject all the time.
It's funny though, like both us and USR started around the same time, and we were both born from other shows.
yeah.
So yeah, let's not say any more about that anyway.
That's mad, yeah.
Okay, so
go on.
I got these two. I had planned to pick them up at Dublin Comic Con, and then when I got to Dublin Comic Con, they were sold out. And then when I got home, I was like, "Oh, I'll buy them online when I get back from the wedding or whatever." And when I got finally online the following day, they were sold out. But they did do reorders, so I did get the Secret Invasion 2-pack of Spider-Woman and Super Skrull. And yeah, pretty happy with these so far.
Could you imagine if that's what they did for the show?
Yeah, but I'm not going to do it. It was a show.
No, we won't get into it. But I'm just saying,
the comic is the comic. The comic is awesome. And
so that Super Skrull you have there looks cool as fuck.
Like when I started getting back into comics properly, Secret Invasion was like
Secret Invasion,
a big fucking storyline at the time. And I have the big massive graphic novel thing and everything. And I got this 2-pack as well. This is a Marvel's iteration of Batman and the Flash.
Really?
Nighthawk, and Blur from Squadron Supreme.
Wow.
This motherfucker comes with batarangs and everything, man.
What? Oh, so geez, yeah. But we forget that we forget that there's a DC fucking Black Spider or character, isn't there?
But yeah. He's even
there's so many fucking crossovers, man, that like you forget that like DC and Marvel were ripping each other off left and right for years, like.
But these were like done as a parody of the Justice League. Watch, he's even got the chin. The Batman. If you can see it.
But do you know what it's like? It's like they did like a parody Batman Wolverine mix with a cape. That's what it looks. But there's been a long running joke that Wolverine side by side look like Batman. So
that's only a fucking. That's not real.
So there's a. But as I said, I mean, we've talked about that before. Marvel and DC, especially in the comics, but more so in the comic books for years. Oh, look at that! It is a battering, yeah. Fucking hell.
And Spider-Woman.
It's not a rip-off if it's called.
Spider-Woman obviously comes with a Spider-Woman normal head as well, if you want to display her that way.
Oh, and I told you I took Ryu out of the box and stuff.
Did you show that in the show yet?
Did I?
I don't think you did. You said you ordered it last week, wasn't it?
Did I? I can't remember. I know the Batmobile I had last week. It came after that.
Yeah.
That was my show and tell. I took it out of the box and forgot.
Go get it.
Okay, you show another thing and I get it.
No, I'll go through the comments. Connor says, don't know how people can watch those handsome.
I forgot I put them away upstairs, so I'll bring it on next week.
Okay, this is what Tubbs got in his show and tell.
Yes, and I freaked out. Then I had a freak out because I was, because Brian opens up figures on like a fucking daily basis and moves them about and fucking gets them ready to show on the show, the figure review show and stuff when he's like going through them with like the legs, the arms, the heads and all that. I don't really open them as much, so I get pure nervous when I'm moving those fuckers around. And his arm got like, I think it was his right arm was like stiff in the shoulder joint.
Butterfly joint, he said, yeah.
I don't want to do it. And then I was watching Brian's review of the figure, and he said the same thing. I was like, oh, maybe it's just something that's with the figure.
No, so, it's which one was it? The left one or the right one?
It was be this one.
That doesn't help me now. You're right on my right.
So if you switch the figure around like outwards towards the screen.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Yeah,
mine
it would be like the right shoulder. It's kind of like it's the butterfly joint kind of.
Yeah,
like
my one is perfect.
Stiffer. Now. Yeah.
It just needs to be worked like.
Now he looks like he's doing something else just for the viewers at home.
Yeah, okay, Tubbs.
See? I love that. He's like, okay, Tubbs, and he totally plays into the bit like.
You've got to play into it like.
Connor says, go on.
Go on, no, finish.
No, I was saying is I actually did that. I opened up Ryu. And then I opened up like the HBK figure, and then fucking there's a couple of other figures that I started taking out of the box because I started to realize I had a conversation with Brian. I was going, I'm slowly running out of room in my house for stuff, and I was going, all right, I think now I need to actually start taking these fucking characters out of their boxes so I can put a shelf up and actually start housing them.
You're becoming a collector, Tubbs.
Oh man, my problem is I've been a collector. I've always been a collector with zero space. That's my problem.
It's the enemy of every collector is space. Ask Mr. Redmond here about it. He's running out of space too. Mick says, I got Fei Long today and got my replacement Transformer Sludge. I'd like to hear what you think about Fei Long, Mick. I know he's your first one, I think, isn't it? Manga Vandanga is laughing. Nick says, I had no idea what we were doing Saturday. I had show and tell stuff lined up. Who's going to look at my turtles now? Yeah, to be fair, like that game thing I came up with was like literally a couple of hours maybe beforehand, and I was like, I don't even know if I'll do this or not because I didn't know exactly.
What happened I think you had it mapped out for like 5 minutes per person, right?
Yeah, and
which
then everyone
realistically would have covered half an hour of the show, but I think we were all done in like 10 minutes.
Yeah, I think like if I did show and tell, who knows who'd have had what, like, and we could have been there ages.
Yeah,
like,
do you know what I mean?
So I did
because it was a once-off special, like.
Sorry, John, I can't hear you over the sound of you rimming Hasbro sloppily. Oh, the audio of that in my head now. Fuck you. I hadn't had to do this in a while, but yeah, just for that, like, that's disgusting. Fucking dirty, filthy animal, yo.
He puts the lotion on
do it again, but no, fuck it. No, Jonathan shits on Hasbro too. Don't worry, I shit on Hasbro more than Super 7, Chris. I got that game for my brother, and he finds it very hard. Tell him to turn down the difficulty. Manga Fandanga says, to be fair, lad, you did an impossible job following on from me last Saturday. I think
we did.
Okay, though. You're right, Si, my wife. I went. And the funniest part as well that I forgot to mention is that I couldn't figure out which fucking link was which because today just gave me two different ones.
Because I went into I ended up on Si's show for like 10 seconds. I was like, oh shit, I'm in the wrong one. And then Brian sent me the other link that we were going in, and I was sitting there going, where the fuck is everyone? Like, what's this? I'll go back out and I'll try to go back in it. And I was like sitting in fucking like wrong link limbo for like fucking 10, 15 minutes. And then Brian was like, yeah, do you remember? Then you text me, go back to the first link. And I was like, oh, fuck.
Jonathan said that's because you weren't numbered with Tubbs and Nick. Harsh. G-Force says, Will Sai was drawing the most handsome man on the stream. Smitlord says, although Cilla Black was incessantly chatty on the CC. Poor fucking Bez. Chris, it's always good to have an expert on. I have that. Thanks, John. Cilla. Leave poor Baz alone.
Yeah, poor Baz.
When Marvel totally ripped off Deathstroke. Well, Marvel totally ripped off Deathstroke with the original version of Deadpool.
Yeah.
Slade
yeah, I mean, John, me and Brian we actually talked about it on ages back. I think we actually did it. It was on my channel. Do you remember?
Mm.
We did the Marvel, this like the fucking was like the Marvel thing. We talked about like how many like the characters are like Darkseid and Thanos or fucking. Thanos came as like a fucking year or two after fucking Darkseid, and there's like Doctor Strange, and there's so many different characters that like were within a few kind of like months or a few years of each other. That kind of like.
Well, G-Force says, Connor, how do you like your Spider-Man in the tub? I know, or Spider-Woman in the tub. I know you've taken her in there. Connor has a review up of that 2-pack as well. The Secret Invasion one. I know Tubbs is small, like, but have you seen the size of that fucking butterfly? He could ride that like Gandalf on an eagle.
Oh, this one right behind me?
Yeah.
Yeah, man.
Is it small or far
sadly,
away?
Sadly, the butterflies are going away soon because the whole house is getting a do-over.
You know G-Force, because I sent you pics. Connor sending out nudes. Smithy. It was hard to see. It was hard to see her past the massive Caesar. Oh, Jesus. Jip, how's it going, Jip? Joe, y'all excited for episode 3? He is talking about Ahsoka. Yes, we are.
Yeah.
And we're going to talk about that in a while. That was my.
That was my handy
John just said I ran out of space a long time ago, right? Yeah, I did too, and I put up more shelves.
Yeah, dude, I'm looking at the possibility now of fucking building a shed and fucking insulating and reinforcing that shit, man. So
that is a lot of work, though.
Yes, so I can house a lot of my shit.
Thoughts on that, Mick? Do you like it? Love it? Hate it?
Well, like, out of all collectors, right? This is just a question, right? Because I know, like, even you, Brian, because I know you have one room that's kind of designated to all of your stuff. But do you still have stuff bleeding into the other rooms?
Not really, no.
Because like you've been in my house, right? Like,
yes,
you've seen like I have like stuff.
I was
that's
there.
like movie collection behind the entire TV. Games under the fucking TV, and fucking more comics and games over here.
Yeah, but I don't include games and comics as my.
No, but what I'm saying about like, I do because I collect a kind of like a variation. But then you go up to my bedroom, there's like an entire other wall of movies and figures and fucking pops and fucking more comics and masks and loads of shit. And then in the kitchen, you have more stuff behind the other fucking TV and the thing. And there's even a press, which my missus is so fucking pissed off about. It's a kitchen, right? So you have the fridge, you have the presses, and then under where the toaster and all the other utensils are, there's a press under it. And if you open that press, you will find novels, Empire magazines, Total Film magazines, Jen Ursa action figure from fucking Star Wars in this press for no fucking reason.
It's your rubbish press, basically.
No, but do you know what it is? It's basically one of those things is where there's a press in the hall. Yeah, it's basically like the Monica closet of the house, right? It's all the shit just gets dumped in there. Anyone knows friends will get that reference.
Who's this Monica and why is she hiding in your closet?
It's an episode of Friends where Chandler opens up Monica's closet.
Come on, get the fucking joke.
What it is. Like. But that closet is the same way. When we moved in here, everything was just got fucking fucked in there. So I'm gonna try eventually to clear that entire thing out and start building shelves and putting everything in there in the one spot. Just have one spot for my stuff.
Okay. Salacious is in the room. He says, "Hey boys, massive thanks to Brian Tubbs, APD and Device for supporting Cat's live stream. You guys are crazy as fuck and your weird game. Give us insight into your perversions. Thanks again, I think. Well, thank
And
you
do you
so much
want to know the
for
fucked
bringing
up
us
thing
on.
about that entire game, Brian? All right,
Right,
looking
come on.
back at it, all right,
Yeah,
mine was the least perverted of all 5.
yeah, it turns out, Tubbs, that you're not as bad as we thought, and it's everyone
Yeah,
else's
I'm
fault.
actually not as bad as fucking even Connor. Connor Fuller's even worse than me.
Celestia says, P.S. It was great when Tubbs' little face turned up in the stream.
Thank you very much, Delicious.
Stella Black was genius. Bob was in stitches. Surprise, surprise. Where are we? AG and Mr. Redmond. Mang Fandanga. Jip said, I'm so excited. It's 3 a.m. here and I'm all in and I'm all for to watch it. We don't get it till 8 o'clock in the morning here, do we?
So where exactly are you, Jip?
I
If you can
presume
let
in
us
the
know.
States, but yeah, let us know in the chat below.
Because isn't the States, like, I mean, I know it's different, but
They're
isn't the
getting it
States 5
first,
hours
apparently, I
behind?
think, yeah. Haven't opened
So,
Phylon yet. Ooh, he hasn't opened it yet. Get it out of the box.
yeah,
Keep it in the
my
box like
next
the rest of
purchase
us,
now
Nick.
is going to be Chun-Li.
Get them out of the box. They are fucking phenomenal.
Do you know what, Brian? Brian has been saying it to me for ages, right? And it was, I won't lie, it was genuinely the reason I didn't take him out of the box because I didn't have like a shelving unit, or I didn't have a space picked out to put him. But it
I have
became,
heard as well. I have
yeah.
heard someone told me there today that apparently Ken is due in the next 2 weeks in America, so we could be seeing him soon as well.
Oh, because I
And
did tell you once I took Ryu out of the
Chun-Li
box.
is back up on Amazon as well, Tubbs. So
Okay, so yeah, she's definitely going to be my next purchase on that line. But as I said to you, was when I saw him out of the box, and I kind of was moving around, I saw how cool and fucking shit he looked. I said I text you straight away and goes, I have to get Ken.
when Tubbs said you've been in my house, I got serious Buffalo Bill vibes. Brian loves the
Puts the lotion on the skin, Brian.
Put the lotion in the basket.
Brian's out my back going, I don't want the damn hose.
That's Bruno. John Tubbs has a fridge in his kitchen. No need to flex. Hey, Mikey, how are you, dude?
I'm flexing, buddy. I got a fridge.
Those Jada have such great articulation. Be ashamed to leave them boxed. Now, I will say, right, after opening a Legends figure today for the first time since I got these, holy shit, are Hasbro miles fucking behind on these. That's all I'll say.
But Brian even suggested something cool for anyone that is buying these Street Fighter figures, is because when you take the figure out of the box, obviously you're left with what looks like an arcade machine. So why not just put a picture in the
print out a screen from an old arcade fucking game
of an arcade game, and then you have an extra fucking thing to put on your shelf.
A bit of a prop.
Which is a cool fucking idea, dude. You're using the box as something else.
But looks so good in the boxes though. Jaden nailed the packaging they did, in fairness.
They're just so different and cool, man.
They go back in the box. Mine don't. They're just loitering around the house.
Once I get a fucking a shelf, and once I start putting these up on shelves and I can find a section, I'll be taking them all out of the boxes and displaying shit.
Mick says, I want that evil Ryu. Big Bang to the rescue. Yeah, they have him in stock, or not in stock, but they have him for pre-order on Big Bang, the evil Ryu. 3.5 more hours for Ahsoka on the East Coast.
West Coast. East Coast. Sorry, my bad.
Smitler, sure he has beat Bruno chained up. He is Buffalo Bill.
And he puts the lotion on his skin excessively.
Smithy, I got more Joe Dirt vibes. That's just Tubbs. He lured him into the van with Tubbs sweets. The boys actually discovered, remember those sweets I sent you a picture of ages ago? Tubbs sweets.
I was like, oh man, I'm fucking more famous than I ever thought I was. I'm on the back of vans and all.
And they're fucking horrible as well.
Yeah. They're like a cheap knockoff for the old licorice fucking assortments.
Yeah, licorice all sorts. That's what I'm thinking.
Ryan Tuberty's been busy.
The packaging is awesome when I got it out of the parcel. Fucking terrible. February 2024 though. I'm sure it'll come in before then though, Mick. So
yeah,
I think that's just an estimate. A guesstimate, you might say. Before we move on to Oscar, we have a smaller art corner than usual this year.
Yes.
This week, I should say.
I drew nothing because I was fucking out clearing, physically clearing my back garden.
Say that again. I drew nothing.
I drew nothing because I know I was outside, as I was saying to Brian, as I literally got off my ass and fucking ripped the back garden apart and got all the fucking crap that was starting to build up and got it all done. And they came away and took it all today, so it's all gone and everything.
Okay,
so yeah, it's well. Now I will say one thing though, my garden, Brian, the back garden needs to be like mowed so badly that I feel if I walk in there, I may never return.
With your height, anyway.
Exactly. I'm not even joking, but I'll send you a picture tomorrow in the fucking when it's bright out.
You know what to say, Tubbs? More money, more problem.
I'd be like fucking. It'd be like, do you ever see that horror film where they chase they hear a kid screaming for help and then they run into a cornfield and they get trapped in this loop of fucking of time stuck in this cornfield. They can't get out. There's some fucking weird thing going on.
Okay, so tonight we have coming up first Mix Mini Mania.
Mix Mini Mania, brought to you by the Queen Vic.
And I'm just gonna say this once. I just looked at it there for the first time. Because anyway, I looked at it there for the first time and holy shit.
Is this another one to add to the army?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay, let's go. Now, watch that.
Lads, that's fucking banging.
Watch this, like, fuck me. That Mick is in the French, as the French would say, incroyable. And I'm gonna look at more pictures of this.
I know. I mean, I'm even gonna go so far as to say that that's probably one of your best pieces out of the army you've built so far. But
yeah, it's fucking beautiful
with the cape and everything attached and the whole fucking shebang.
The whole shebang. That's a shop, apparently.
Actually, because I've been watching Mick fucking create this army with these figures for the last few weeks, and it's got pure Gears of War. Is it Gears of War vibes off it?
Gears of Warhammer. Oh,
there you go. Did you actually hear about that as well? Apparently the new Gears of War game is apparently going to be like fully open world.
The last one was shite, so I don't care.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, because look, I never played them. I've only kind of like tipped around them. I've never sat down and actually fully played those games. But
that is actually class, Mick. Watch that for the base as well.
Oh man, what's the base? I was about to say flip it over there, Frank. Jesus Christ.
Raise to the base, London. Well, I know. We'll go down through that there now. Now here
there you go. That's okay. So there's a picture to do it. You can't physically flip the base.
No.
Did you not hear what I said a minute ago? I said flip the base over there a second, and I was like, oh shit, it's a picture.
Yeah, I did hear what you said. Like,
I was going fucking stupid fucking tubes. Do you know what it looks like, man? If you look closely, I know it's gonna sound fucking mental me saying this. It looks like a fucking mech armored Doctor Doom.
No, I don't see that.
Look at the face. Look at the way the mask looks and everything.
Yeah, but Doctor Doom's face doesn't have any.
Well, do you know what I mean? Is the mask like it's just a similar kind of fucking design? But I'm off my game. We all know this. Like.
Yeah, it's absolutely class though. Watch that.
He's swinging his hammer in the best of fashions.
Swinging his mic, huh?
There you go.
There's a good close up at the front.
Yeah, it's banging, Mick.
This is fucking
and how many of these dudes are you planning to build out?
And
like, what's your end game on? Like, what's the end game on your army size? Like,
here we go. So far,
because this is becoming a beefy fucking army. Oh, he's a bigger boy as well. Like,
yeah. Well, he's on a bigger mound. It looks like to me.
Yeah, which makes him. So does this technically make him the leader?
He's the only one with his face out as well. So I would.
Yeah, standing tall on the front, like
high-ranking commander or something like that. Anyway, I'm sure.
Yeah, Mick, if you want to tell us in the comments, I'd like to know what the end game is for how many you see yourself building out for this army you're building here. Like,
I'll just go through the comments there. I have a feeling the Cammy figure will go like hotcakes. Yeah, all the
some of them are going to fucking fly up the door. As you said to me, Brian, is like they're not figures that you like have to wait around and like. Kind of you grab them when they're there, like
because they're going to go up in price definitely
Yeah.
after a while, for sure. Jonathan says, yeah, her and Bison. Bison, I can't wait to get him.
Well, see, my goal is, because I was even sent you, is because I do like DJ and I like fucking a lot
I
of the
can't
other
pick it up and
characters.
blaming you, John.
But I'll be happy if I can get like the original Street Fighter 2 cast. Do you remember there was like the main cast, and then there was like they
The
released the
original
4
12.
bosses.
The original
Which
12. The
yeah, there
original
was like
12.
12 characters, right?
Yeah, there was 8 plus the 4 bosses.
Yeah, so if I can get the Street Fighter 2 12 characters, I'll be happy with that.
No, I want DJ and Cammy and
DJ. Don't get me wrong, DJ was one of my favorite characters. Fucking when I think it was Alpha, when Alpha came out, wasn't it?
And DJ as well has never had a figure released before,
which is that's fucking cool.
Sota made a prototype, but it never got to retail before they lost the license. That looks epic, Mick. Smithlord says, I love how he manages to balance them on a smart stick every week. Wow. Mint Loba says, freaking badass.
It is, yeah, I agree.
Oh, chat is after jumping on me. Not on me, but awesome work as always, Mick. It's from all those years of being a Man United supporter, Chris. Very nice, Mick. Yeah, incredible painting from Manga Vandanga. G-Force says, Mick, I saw someone making mini bases today, broke up some corkboard and painted to look like broken asphalt.
Nice.
Mick says, nearly disaster. The hammer was supposed to be a sword, but I fucked it up, so I had to kit bash it with the hammer. This is the last Terminator. These models are the newest from the GW.
You wouldn't even fucking know, Mick.
Can't paint anymore at the moment. Yeah, man, I wouldn't have even known that, like, if you didn't say it. Like, it's fucking incredible. Thanks, everyone. G-Force says, no one excited about Blanca. Yes, 100%.
Oh, man, I'm fucking so excited for Blanca, man.
Blanca and E-Honda are going to be class. I want to see how well they do the bigger characters. Like,
so. Yeah, but see, this I'm saying is because I actually wanted to ask you that. So I was like, when you look at like the likes of like Balrog and fucking Sagat, Bison, Blanca and E-Honda and even Zangief, are they going to be physically bigger than the other characters?
Oh yeah, definitely. Yeah, they'll all be in scale, like we
in scale,
like we discussed, Tubbs.
Yes, I've learned. I'm learning because even when I showed you a picture the other day, you even mentioned there was like 5 figures and they were all different heights.
Tubbs sent me a picture of Ryu, which is from the Jada line. And then he sent me next to it was like was it a McFarlane Superman?
It was Superman. It was Superman and Shawn Michaels from the Elite WWE figure.
Yeah, and they're both 7-inch scale, and scale is kind of my thing. So when I saw that, I was like, "Oh, my OCD brain is killing me."
Yeah, and that's right. You said my OCD brain, and I said I embrace the crazy. I embrace the craziness of it, of them all being all over. It's just how I am.
Amazing detail, make amazing work.
Mm-hmm.
G-Force, there's a lot of talented creators in the fandom. Super amazing. Cheers, TJC. So we have another. We do. This one is from Manga Vandanga.
Oh, fucking manga. Look at you, boy. Oh,
manga,
wow.
Manga. Check that out.
Manga. You broke the rule, man. You use more than red. I love it.
That is fucking class, man.
Now you're just swinging your dick, man. I love it.
That's vibrant as fuck, like.
No, but I mean, look, obviously, come here. I said it's about size work the whole time. I love how you mix or just use the color to pop the page. Because you don't like. I find what my work is. I probably sometimes go too overboard on color and worrying about like fucking coloring things in, but you just use enough to pop the page every time.
Yeah, that's. I love all the different ones are like different backgrounds.
And I love that style as well. That's fucking cool.
Smithlord, I was kind of thinking that, but I didn't want to say it, so you can say it. Dirty boy.
Oh, what did I say?
What?
What did I say?
You didn't say anything. You had nothing.
Oh, the image.
Yes, Tubbs.
Oh, yeah.
Welcome back.
Okay, Welcome back. Yeah, we're in tune again now. I'm on the same page now.
Yeah, this is fucking class stuff. All jokes aside, amazing stuff, Manga Man.
Yeah, I agree.
Says bloody hell, sight, all the colors. Yeah, it's like a Japanese roller disco or
but
something.
no,
Like
but
that.
as I said, it's not overdone. There's just enough color to pop
Yeah,
the image
it's
completely.
just right. Like,
Yeah, it's just right. It just pops it
uh,
fucking where it needs,
I want that as your
to
website
pop,
shirt,
basically.
So, site amazing work.
Mm-hmm.
Lobot fire.
Fire.
Cheers, lads.
You're welcome, buddy.
And he has one more. That is class. Like, style is unbelievable.
Simon, draw me like one of your French girls, kid.
Draw me like one of your anime girls.
Fucking draw me like one of your anime French girls. I love it.
And here's another one from
fucking
manga.
Stormtrooper. Just see what I mean? Just enough red to pop the image again.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That is really class as well.
And this is what happens to me.
It's like yin and a yang, though, isn't it? It's like
it's completely
totally
like that.
different styles, like again.
But do you remember that time I drew Thor? Do you remember the Thor one I drew?
Tar,
yeah. Tar. And I remember I just coloured the cape red. Do you remember? And I texted you. I took a picture and sent it to Brian. I was like, because I did the panic mode. I was like, going, I don't know if I should colour anything else because I don't know if I'm gonna fuck this up. And Brian was like, man, leave it the way it is. The red pops off the page.
Yeah, but it's like sometimes less is more, and that just proves
yeah,
it. Like.
I think it obviously it depends on what you're drawing, but yeah, I think sometimes like we used to say it in movie stuff as well, and fucking podcasts and whatever else, less is more. You know, you like, see it in movies, dude.
Exactly. I was just going there. Less is more. Like they gave us 3 flashes, and they should have just given us none.
sometimes yes. No, but what I'm saying is sometimes you just don't go overboard. I'm not even feeding that, all right? I'm not even feeding it.
I just stroke myself regardless of whether it hits you hard or not.
You can make the same argument in Doctor Strange and the Multiverse of Madness. There was like 6 fucking Stranges in that film.
But they all narratively made sense, regardless of whatever happened with the Illuminati. So yeah.
Yeah. One suffered from terrible CGI, the other suffered from really bad writing. You know, and it's just the way it is in Hollywood at the moment.
Which one? Which Flash?
The which?
Which Flash was that?
The Flash suffered from like bad writing and bad CGI.
Oh yeah, so point finished.
yeah. The multiverse had its issues too. We'll just say that.
You're such a fucking DC fanboy.
Oh, you're such a Marvel mark, so whatever, buddy.
No, there was a lot of shit from Marvel films, and I've often said this, like.
Oh, dude, no, I mean, I look at it from both sides, dude. There's bad shit on board, and it's not even the films anymore. It's just the industry and the fucking shitty fucking writing. They're not fucking. That's another podcast.
I know that's another podcast, but like
it's that's for another podcast. It's like wrestling at the moment, buddy. I can't even talk about it without getting fucking frustrated.
Man, that looks so cool. So
I love it, say.
Lord
again, so I think some joke when it said draw me like one of your French girls.
Oh yeah, you would want to be drawn like that, like.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway, only thing I've drawn this
dude, I'm the same as Smitty, dude. I haven't got around to doing and finishing any of my stuff this week. Well, past weekend.
Manga Fandango. Lobot says
points and fire.
G4 says I drew my junk from my shorts for a pee.
That's the best thing to draw.
It works, I suppose. I'd rather watch The Flash again than the match of the day. Multiverse Madness.
I mean, as I said, without getting too into it, I think everyone's kind of like that with movies in general at the moment. It's some things are working for other people, some things aren't.
I think we've done that to death in previous weeks, anyway, without going too far.
Yeah. But it's as I said, it's like without getting into the whole Marvel DC thing, it just seems to be fucking like new movies in general at the moment. Whatever the fuck is going on.
Just to get into DC a little bit here, nothing to do with that though. We touched on it. We touched on this for a second on Saturday on the mad live stream. But your one that voiced Harley Quinn passed away Saturday as well, Aileen Sorkin. And is that the right name? Arlene Sorkin. There we go.
Yeah,
I had to write that
voice of Harley Quinn. It was actually a little tidbit was she, I can't remember what it was, but she played a clown.
Yeah, she used to be a clown. Yeah,
and it was Bruce Timm saw that and designed the character for her, basically for her to voice that.
There was a great thing, a great art piece doing the rounds on social media the weekend of someone had drawn her in the costume next to
Yeah.
Kevin Conroy in the Batman costume with the sign above him.
I did see
Fucking
some of
lovely.
the old Harley Quinn, Kevin, and animated Batman kind of.
It was really, really cool. No,
Yeah,
I'm
there's some
thinking
cool ones that
I
were
should
done
have
up over the
shared it or
weekend.
saved it or something. But
Yeah, it was a
that was
fucking.
nice.
It was not to get too fucking heavy in it, but it was a heavy week for fucking kind of celebrity fucking passings, wasn't it?
And of course, Bray Wyatt as well. Like I've seen it
And
mentioned
Terry Funk
everywhere.
and Bob Barker. There was a lot of fucking names this week.
Price is wrong, bitch. That's all I'll
Price
ever
is
remember.
wrong,
That
bitch. No, but it
greatest
was like, I
cameo
mean,
in any movie ever.
but yeah, and it was weird as well because it kind of kept. It was kind of like a daily thing because I remember obviously me and Brian are big wrestling fans, and Terry Funk was a fucking legend. But Terry Funk was obviously in his 80s and sick for a long time, so it was kind of coming. But the Bray Wyatt thing was very shocking.
Like, not to go too deep again.
Yeah.
Before we go any further, Smith Lord's going to have the jet. I'm for hooked and have to pretend to work tomorrow. That's fair enough.
No problem, buddy. Great to have you as always.
Great to have you on as well. And we're going to talk a little bit about tiny bit about wrestling now, but
no, just small bit. Yeah, we won't dilute it.
Yeah, so like Bray Wyatt, like me and you often had debates and arguments about Bray Wyatt, where I was never the biggest fan of him, right? But he was always different to everyone else.
And that you always said that, yeah.
He was always different, and it's always sad when someone that creative passes away without fulfilling their potential and stuff.
It just feels like such a waste, like, doesn't it?
I wouldn't say waste, no.
That's not a waste, but I mean, it's like you
kind
of sit there and go, like, Jesus, the potential of what that person create. Like, obviously, do you know what I mean? As fans, and look, you know yourself, I've said this from day one, as wrestling fans, we get caught up in the wrestling side of it because, you know, we kind of give our fucking hearts to the product.
Forget their people at the end of the day.
Yeah, we become so
Except
invested
for Punk, he's a
the
monster.
wrestlers.
But anyway,
you forget this guy was 36 years old, had 4 kids and a wife.
I think that's what hit me as well. Like he's 3 years
very
older
fucking
than I
sad,
am,
dude,
like,
you know.
And like I myself have long-term illness, like, and he.
And you said it to me yourself, buddy, not so long ago. You kind of.
I was in hospital last year, this time last year for the similar type thing, and I'm still here and he's not, which is really weird because he's a big athlete and all that kind of stuff. But yeah,
no, but it is a weird thing. But as I said, his name is just it was a weird one because fucking. For me, it was very much. If anyone's a wrestling fan in the comments, right, for me, it was very much like it reminded me of that time Eddie Guerrero passed away. Like it shook me to my core. Like I remember me and you had talks about this, Brian, because you were a big Eddie fan as well. Like, and it was just. I think when it just comes out of nowhere and you're so invested in the product and the characters, and you know yourself. For me, I was a massive Bray Wyatt fan. Like I loved Wyndham Retanda's work. Like, and even Brian was like, I don't know about this Fiend stuff and the Funhouse stuff. I was all in. I used to say to Brian, man, I love Raw. I'm watching Raw for this, like, you know. But I just loved it. I just loved it, as Brian hinted at. Even if the stuff was wacky, he was a creative genius, and you could see it bleed off the screen every week. Even if you didn't have a clue what the fuck was happening, it just looked fucking something completely different to what you were used to seeing, and you knew there was something special about it. But yeah, it's fucking. It was great. It was great to see, like, even like with SmackDown and All in Wembley doing tributes, and then Raw again with more on Monday. It was nice to see that they didn't forget Terry Funk in the mix of it as well. Do you know?
I don't think they could, though. In fairness, like if he had,
you couldn't. I mean, I do get what people were saying is. Why the Bray Wyatt one was so much worse was because he was current and it kind of happened out of nowhere. Joe Terry obviously was old and nearly 80 and stuff, and you're at that age, you kind of expect older wrestlers to pass it. It's still sad, obviously, you know.
Of course, it didn't really come out of nowhere to him and his family. Like,
no, God, no. But as I said, that comes back to the whole investment. I do like how we view wrestling.
Just to finish on it, I do think the whole WWE thing was. Yeah, a bit fucking.
Yeah, there was a lot of like issues about, like, obviously people couldn't get there because of the short notice of flights and things. I was reading it, but there was a lot of people that couldn't get there.
No, it's not that. I just felt the whole thing came off from their side as very.
No, we did talk about this. I said to you, I felt they should have, because when Eddie passed away, they scrapped everything. All the storylines got scrapped. People wrestled with the armbands on, and it was like 2 wrestlers would get in the ring and have a match for Eddie. And then they had people talk about Eddie Guerrero and kind of share their emotions and feelings. That's what they should have done. they kind of tried to bleed the lines between progressing certain storylines and honoring the people as well. But look, as I said,
anyway,
I think I just wanted to mention it because I think it kind of hit me fucking hard the weekend because it was just a weird feeling.
So yeah, so to finish, like, rest in peace, Bray Wyatt. Rest in peace, Arlene Sorkin. And yes,
Bob Barker and Terry Funk.
Bob Barker. Anyway, so what we'll talk about for the rest of the show is Ahsoka.
Now we won't depress you anymore. We'll get back into the light.
There was 2 episodes of the new show.
Yes, there was.
We don't. We had a bit of a back and forth on one of the groups before we came on here, because there's some like third party company released ratings numbers for Ahsoka that were
I saw that. Yeah.
They're apparently behind like Book of Boba Fett and Mandalorian, and then Disney jumped out with like statistics. Oh, this is the biggest rated thing ever. Yeah, like, I mean, I don't give a shit about numbers, really, to be honest.
Do you know what it's like? Me and you have talked about this many times before. It's like basing your entire fucking perception on what you should watch off Rotten Tomatoes scores. It's stupid, you know.
Yeah. Anyway, Jonathan Redmond says fuck multiverses and Superman not saving his dead.
Boom. Jono's never going to let that one go.
No, Superman shouldn't have let him go either.
Come here, dude. We'll drop it. We'll get right into Asuka. I still to this day,
no,
as much as I love
that. No.
As much as I love Man of Steel, and I say to Jono, I still believe he should have saved his dad too. That is not the Jonathan Kent or the other Pat Kent I like. But anyway, I digress. We go to Asuka. Ahsoka.
Yeah, Asuka's the WWE star, but anyway.
Yeah.
Later, Smith Lord. TJC says, I've added the games you mentioned on the SNES mini tubs. We'll give them a go on tomorrow
Deadly
night.
Buddy.
Check out his stream now tomorrow, Tubbs.
I will. Okay, send me on the time, TJC.
And yeah, so yeah, like, what's your thoughts on the opening episode anyway? We'll start in episode 1.
Okay, episode 1.
First one, Tubbs, just in case you're confused.
No, yeah, because I've seen 2. I agree with you. One thing you were saying, Ahsoka is very moody in this show. Very kind of grumpy. One gripe I have with Star Wars, not just this show, Star Wars. Right?
Nanga Fandanka says I got caught in the rain today. Now I'm Ahsoka. I get
my coat.
+1 for this man. Sorry, I had to read that out.
It's all good. It's all good. But it's become a pet peeve thing with me, all right, with Star Wars at the moment. Episode 1, all right. You've one of the most, sword or after highly trained Jedi masters in the universe gets stabbed with a lightsaber and dies. And every single fucking Star Wars show, and not even the movies, but show that they do now, someone gets stabbed with a lightsaber in a particular place of their body that it just goes through, and they get wounded, and no one dies. I felt why? Like, you could have done 100 different things. Why did you need to stab her? With the lightsaber again, it shows me that like lightsabers, aren't as life-threatening as people make them out to be. In this day and age.
I should say spoilers ahead, but anyway.
Oh yeah. Spoilers. I didn't say who stabbed who, but mainly because, and I'm going to be honest, because I keep forgetting people's names.
Yes, Palpatine. She
yes.
is one of the 7 dwarves.
Now, I don't hate her as much as you do. I think I actually quite like.
I don't hate her.
No, but I do know what you're saying, because obviously you watch Clone Wars and Rebels a lot more. Obviously, a lot more. I've only seen bits and pieces. But I have seen the quirkier, more kind of like, I'm going to use it in American terms, spunkier personality. In Ahsoka, in obviously the comic or the cartoons. Now, Dave Filoni created that character, and he obviously is manning this story. I'm assuming he'll bring out other sides of her as it goes on. Because maybe where we found her now, maybe she is fucking grumpy because she's like, fuck this fucking shit. Been doing this a long time. So like a grizzled gunslinger type character.
Didn't we see is she just not the Nick Fury of this series so far?
Kind of just shows up and wrecks everything and does nothing.
Like, right? Okay, so
okay, you go, because as I said, you have more of an insight
on her, right?
Yeah,
I've said this to you many times before. I am not the biggest Rosario Dawson fan, anyway.
Yeah.
But I did think she was really good in, what was it, season 2 of The Mandalorian?
Book of Boba Fett. Yeah.
Was it Book of Boba Fett? Was it?
Yeah. Do you remember they did like the 2-episode thing?
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. So I really enjoyed her in that.
I mean, she was in Mandalorian as well, I think.
But anyway, before this series, I absolutely loved her in Sin City. Right. Other than that,
yes.
I haven't really enjoyed her in anything else she's been in. She annoyed the shit out of me in Luke Cage. And Iron Fist is Nurse Temple.
Yeah, and or Daredevil and stuff.
I didn't like her in that, and I kind of groaned when I saw she was cast in this. I'd
be honest about it. She earned a special place in my heart when she kind of came into Clerks.
Yeah.
True Clerks 2 and 3. Like I really kind of like fell in love with her kind of character in that. I liked her in that, but yeah, I mean, I wouldn't say she's been like fantastic in everything she's been in. You know, she's been in some pretty stupid movies too. Like, but I think she's doing. I mean, I think she's doing a good job with this character. Like, I don't think she's like terrible by any means with the character.
But like the problem I really had with her is how harsh she was to Sabine.
Yes.
Like we get the whole tough love Jedi thing. But she just came off really bitchy. Like, she went to her for help in opening the map, right? Brought her on her ship, and your mom was like, I can do this better from my own apartment, whatever, in my own environment. And she was like, no, you're not taking that from here.
You're not taking it,
I'm like, motherfucker, you brought me here to fucking fix this. If you want it fixed, let me do it my way.
Yeah. And then there was no give in this situation.
Totally treated her like a fucking idiot then when she lost the map. Like when
that's another thing, all right.
But let me finish. If she had let her go back to her apartment, she could have watched over her.
Yes.
And then this wouldn't have happened.
Yes. Whereas, no, I totally agree that the situation that led into episode 2 could have totally been avoided.
Exactly. Yeah.
Yes, it could have been avoided.
Didn't she? Like they broke her one out of prison. That was a cool scene. Actually,
and I'm not gonna lie. When that whole opening sequence was cool, man. Fucking was it Ray Fisher's the
Ray Stevenson, God rest his soul.
He's fucking brilliant. He was cool in these episodes. But when they got to the cell and they broke her out, and I was there going, "Who the fuck is this one?"
She was a Mandalorian.
It wasn't until she put on the red suit, where I clicked and was like, "Oh, she fucking fought her in the fucking like the fucking the Wild West fucking Jedi fucking fighting."
Yeah, in the fucking.
Yeah. I'm rambling, but it didn't click with me until like the second episode who she was.
Yeah,
it didn't click all of a sudden. But I'll be honest about it. It's one of these things where I've watched obviously all the shows that have come out, right? And obviously Mandalorian I've loved. But I gotta say, minus one or two little bits and pieces, this has been some of my favorite Star Wars of the shows so far. And I didn't is there sections in it where you're kind of going like, oh, it's set up like a video game. Like in the second episode, there was an entire sequence that was set up like a video game where you run and you come into the levels boss, and then you gotta do the thing. It was like straight out of a video game. I was kind of going, I feel like I've played this level in Jedi fucking Fallen Order recently, but it didn't. I don't know. Do you know what? And
the opening section was very Uncharted. Now that you mention it,
do you know who I do like? Do you know what Joe I did like in it? Mary Kate Winston. Steen.
As Hera.
As General Hera Syndulla. I do remember her name. Yeah. That was a mouthful. How come I couldn't fucking remember fucking Sabine off the bat, and I could remember that? Because do you want to know why I remembered it? Because there's a sequence where she's sitting down talking to Ahsoka in episode 2, and she's sitting down in those brown pants.
You saw the
like, I would
today,
remember you forever, and I can't believe fucking Obi-Wan Kenobi is tapping that.
Anyway, back to the
yeah,
show.
we move on. But overall, like obviously, John, we fucking ramble about these things and we talk. Well, I ramble about these things and talk.
Honestly,
what's your overall scope so far? Like episode 1, were you in? Like obviously, I even had 1 or 2 kind of. That could have been avoided.
There was another scene as well. There was another scene as well. You know where they're looking for Sabine to go out in front of everyone at the fucking podium thing,
and she just
she's driving away. I was like, oh, that's so Disney princess.
Do you know what? Yes. I heard one of my mates text me, and he was kind of going, he was like, oh, he said, this is basically like Princess Leia for this generation. That fucking the princess that defies the defiant princess, but and I was kind of going, yeah, but she's like on a hoverboard fucking cycle, and let's be honest about it, right?
I actually thought she was really good.
She's cool.
Yeah,
Sabine is actually
cool, whatever. I thought she
and you know what? And I've only seen the first 2 episodes, but like her arc, obviously, her arc, all of these arcs are continuing from Clone Wars and Rebels, right?
Rebels.
Yeah, Rebels in, and like fucking obviously like looking for certain characters and things like that. Her arc they're establishing her arc pretty well. Like you kind of feel more for her because Ahsoka has been she's been a bitch basically to her. You're not ready, but you haven't given me a chance because I don't want to. Like, kind of a fucking teacher are you? Who trained you? Qui-Gon?
You don't really know a lot about her though, do you? I was going to say.
See, as I said, it's like and I'm going to be honest. I was watching it and I was kind of going, oh, and I remember before this came out, apparently there was an interview where like Dave Filoni was like, you won't have to have seen the shows to be able to enjoy this show.
Yeah, I agree with that. Yeah.
And I'll be honest, I'm 2 episodes in. I'm kind of going, I don't agree with that at all because I don't have a clue who some of these characters are, and I'm going, oh, maybe I should go back and fucking watch some of these episodes to find out why they're there the way. Maybe that was the process. Yeah.
Do a quick watch, a quick YouTube roundup or something.
But you know what is? It's one of those things. Is I feel like I'd be doing myself.
She's a Mandalorian, like.
Yeah. Oh, no, I knew that. Like, I mean, it was the first thing when she was like doing her thing with her crazy, like, weird cat thing that I'm assuming belonged to Ezra.
The lot cat.
Yes, that thing.
Yeah.
And when she was feeding the cat, like, you could see the helmet on the floor, and I was kind of going, that's cool. And then, but see, for like 2 episodes, I was going like, that's cool. Oh, I like that. That looks wicked. Oh, this looks like Star Wars. This feels like Star Wars. Oh, they did the stupid stabby thing. Fuck me. And then I get annoyed over it. And then I was like, oh yeah, Ahsoka's fighting. She looks cool. This is awesome. Why is she being a grumpy bitch? There was like moments where I was like totally all in, and I was like, oh fuck, why are you being a cunt? Like I felt like by the time I got to the 2nd episode, I was there like going, oh man, like Sabine should really just, I don't know, hit her with that fucking helmet and knock some sense into her fucking head. Like, because what I get from Star Wars as I've gotten older, right, is the Jedis are the good ones, right? And the Sith are the evil ones. But the Sith treat their fucking apprentices way better than the fucking Jedis do.
Because they know their apprentices are going to kill them one of the days. So they
have but they know they're going to be killed, but they treat them fucking way better while they're there. They have a little bit more respect for them, even though they know they're going to perish. But the Jedi's are like
snips for her hair thing.
Oh yeah. Oh, is that what that is?
Jonathan, Ahsoka is the worst part of this series. I agree.
I mean, I wouldn't say the worst part. I mean, I genuinely don't think she's the worst part of it. I do enjoy her. I just think, yeah, lighten the fuck up a bit. Like, do you know what I mean?
Yes, she's no charisma.
It's not even charisma. It's something I'm learning about Star Wars. Is and it's happened like no, I mean, like, I won't say all the time because obviously there's some Jedis that are fucking amazingly charismatic, but it's the Jedi Order in general, man. It's the fucking worst.
They're priests.
You're not allowed to bang no one. You're not allowed fucking. You don't take away all your feelings for people you love. They'll get you killed. You know. And then and what happens? They're not banging. Like you think, go back to fucking episode 3, all right? With Order 66, you had all these Jedi's that fucking were banging no one, and they never went to see anyone they loved, and because they were so open to Force, they had to be one with the Force, and then they all got fucking whacked. Like I don't know about you, but I'm kind of thinking.
Well, not all of them, because every time there's a new Star Wars.
Well,
TV
yeah. Every time
I survived Order 66.
This is kind of become the new trope in Star Wars, hasn't it? Like this thing was where like this Order 66 seems to have all these like Jedi's that like were never spoken of before that just keep popping up, and then there's a backstory, and it keeps getting flooded with backstory. Do you know what I mean? Which kind of dilutes the entire thing over time.
Let's go through the comments before we go any further.
Go on, yeah.
Can't wait for Ahsoka to destroy Shin. No. Shin pushing Sabine through a wall would have had the same result in the villains getting the map without stupid surviving a stab wound.
I agree. You could have done it in a completely different way.
Yes, this as well. When they use sabers on droids, they slice them up good and proper, but against humans, they just poke them.
This is what. But my point being is like when you used to see someone like look, go back to the original movies, all right? Do you know when like the whole in Empire Strikes Back when they're fighting Vader and Luke are fighting, and then
even in the Clone Wars, fucking Mace Windu takes off Django's head in 2 seconds.
Yeah. Do you know what I mean? Like fucking, it looks like oh my god, if you like literally get fucking cut or swiped, you're going to lose a body part or you're going to be fatally. Like Qui-Gon Jinn in Episode 1 gets stabbed by fucking Maul and dies, and he's like one of the biggest fucking Jedi Masters. But now we're fucking 20 years, fucking 30, fucking 40 years later, whatever the fuck, and now it's like. Someone gets their fucking hand ripped off and was like, "Oh, it's grand. We'll just put on a fucking metal one." Or get stabbed, you won't die.
To the Clone Wars Rebels Mando Book of Boba Fett character, it's like a completely different character. Don't know what the fuck.
Now, do you think? And I was wondering this to myself, is right. Obviously, you would have a lot more knowledge on the show.
Arc of Ahsoka and all she's been through, I'd be a hard ass too.
But that's my point. Is because of the time frame of where it is. Is she playing a hardened, more, I don't know, just kind of wearied version of the character now?
Just like the huge personality change between Mando season 2 Boba Fett and the lame fucker we got in Book of Boba Fett.
I was wondering that to myself as I was going to go on this time frame wise. Is she more like jaded at this point? Where
because she was fine in the other live action shows. Is my thing. Best thing about Rosario Dawson is her arse in Sin City.
Yeah, you did say that.
Sabine should have said she needed her equipment, and Ahsoka would have gone with her. Jonathan, yes, as well. The puzzle was so fucking lame. Like seriously, 3 turns to unlock the map. And the thing she did in the cave was more convoluted than the actual little. Remember, she'd turn all the bricks a certain way at the very start to reveal it. And then break away the block to get the fucking circly thing out.
Yeah, and it's mental, right? Because it's like I would be kind of going like, it is Blue Sasquatch. It is live.
That's his thing.
So obviously spoilers for anyone who hasn't seen the show.
Skid under the ship.
But I do want to go back to that point that John made as well. As it's you kind of when they're designing these fight sequences and you see them and they're cutting up these droids left and right and they're whipping through them like fucking paper with the lightsabers, and then they get stabbed with the fucking lightsaber through the fucking side of the stomach and out through the back, and then it gets pulled out, and then they get saved. I think they kind of, correct me if I'm wrong here, but isn't that what they started to kind of retcon into the story arcs? Was this, remember in Book of Boba Fett with that tank thing? I know they had Luke in a bantha tank in the original ones, but they really lean into this like, it medically clears you and it gets you fixed and it does this to you, and it's like so basically you could be cured of anything with these tanks, like, you know what I mean? And they've just wrote ways of now allowing characters to, I don't know, survive anything now, but it dilutes it as well, because lightsabers now aren't as life-threatening or what you call it as they used to be now in the story. They're just kind of fucking these like really cool lighty up sword things now.
Yeah, anyone who played a video game the last 2 decades could have solved that puzzle in 2 minutes max.
Yeah, I mean,
It's straight out
like,
of Uncharted, like.
all I'll say so
Straight
far
out
is
of
going to know we're only two. Hey, dude, I know we're only two episodes into the show. I am enjoying the show. I think it's some of the better Star Wars I've seen from the shows. I've been enjoying it.
That was the worst Rubik's Cube ever. Tubbs, you still there? We've lost our Tubbs. They do need to pod race the movie, kind of like Ford versus Ferrari. Making a Jedi off screen is fucking dumb. That's way too big a plot point to tell in that show. I don't know what happened, Tubbs. Ah, there you go.
Okay. I
don't
have
know what
no
happened
clue.
there.
Okay. I was talking away, and all of a sudden, the whole thing stopped. I said, I guarantee my internet's gone. But it's not.
Okay. We're back anyway now.
Or maybe it is.
No, can you hear me?
Yes. It's like glitch. Yeah, I can hear you. Yeah.
Oh yeah, it's great. So, Jonathan as well. Yeah, that's a great point.
I'd say I just had a drop in signal there or something.
Making Sabine a Jedi off screen is fucking dumb. That's way too big a plot point to tell in that show treatment. They can make their own TV show off the back of that in the future. Though.
But I mean, so do you think that they're gonna dive into any of Ahsoka's like backstory in this, like maybe like with Anakin and things like that? Are they going to do any live action stuff? Do you reckon?
Oh yeah, I'd say he'll be in it in a flashback or something.
Yeah,
like it's
like.
Heavily
but do you think he'll be in
rumored,
it as Vader or Anakin?
Anakin, I would say.
Okay, yeah, that would be. Do you know what? That'd be kind of cool. I mean, this is what I mean. So I would look forward to seeing Hayden Christensen kind of like interact with live action Ahsoka.
Yeah, but like, how are they going to keep bringing back these people? Like, they're never going to move forward. I don't know.
You see, but this is what's happening. As I was talking about last week about nostalgia, dude. They're bouncing and feeding off nostalgia, in not just Star Wars. They did it with DC. They're doing it with Marvel. They're doing it with fucking Indiana Jones. They're doing it with fucking. It seems to be just going back to the well now, you know.
Because she left the Jedi Order and then finished the training herself, I think she feels she shouldn't train Sabine or Grogu. Mangus said, "Bring back Jedi Luke."
Into this characteristic of she feels like she's an unfinished product, kind of like she's unworthy to train them. Yeah.
G-Force says, not a fan of Hera yet. Jonathan said Hera's actress is not the best, but the character feels closest to the Rebels character for me.
And Hera is the blonde.
No, Hera is the green chick.
Green chick, yes. Yeah.
General Hera. This is going the way of all Star Wars show, either Star Wars or City Wars.
Oh yeah. Hera, yeah.
In real life, those
Mary Elizabeth Winstead.
Those in real life that have no possessions, loved ones, etc., become serial killers or stuck in their mother's basement on Twitter, one of the two.
I just hope they don't just fucking start diluting like all of this shit to the point of where it's just like, I don't know, it just becomes so convoluted. Like
I feel like we're being seriously negative here though as well, because there's a lot of great.
Oh yeah, no, we are. Look,
I don't want to be one of those fan shows like, oh, it's shit, it's crap.
No, and I just want to reiterate something as well, is like me poking fun at the whole stabby thing is a pet peeve. That's just.
Oh no, that's Annie's gone again. What the fuck is happening? Anyway, agree. So I took far too many of the Disney Plus shows start off cool and turn to shit. Second, I'll double check it's not my internet. Nope, mine is fine. I'm a firm believer that tonight's episode will only be a filler episode. It's only 30 minutes each, 2 G-Force. And Simon says, I thought these were an hour each. No, they never work out as an hour each. Usually they're always like 30, 40 minutes at most. No chance. And that's the other thing. Why can't these shows be a consistent length? I bet you Tubbs' charger went. Yeah, that's annoying. Like, it's their own streaming service. They should set the times. Like, there's no other shows that don't do like 40 minutes a show or whatever. Ridiculous. Yeah, like 34 feet. I don't get why Disney keep doing it. All of their streaming services do hour-long episodes. That's exactly what I'm saying. Like 34 feet. Dave would sue Disney for stealing his gimmick. Mangy Fandanga. Christ, I miss George Lucas. I don't think that's right either, though. I don't think you should go back. Like he did the prequels as well, which were universally criticized when they came out first. I don't think there's any. I don't know. I wouldn't go back. I'm sure he's happy with his money he got as well at the time. Yeah, but I definitely think someone needs to come in and sort out Star Wars for certain. Oh, he's back.
Some technical issues. Don't know what the fuck happened. The whole thing fucking frozen. I think my phone overheated or whatever the fuck else.
Anyway, doesn't matter.
Sorry.
G4 says, I still give this show 8 out of 10, just nitpicking. Jonathan said, the show visuals along with Balin, Shin, the Jedi droid, Chopper and Hera are great. Everything else is meh, in my honest opinion. And Simon says, won't be long now until those stupid fucking wolves turn up Jedi shit. Okay, so like what I loved about this show was Ray Stevenson and the girl Shin, is it? I like what's going on with them. I don't know what's going on with them, but it's interesting. And the stuff with
I agree with that.
The stuff with the world beyond worlds, whatever they're trying to open, seems like a really cool premise. Now, I know there's one of the guys, Ways of the Sith, knows all about this stuff. I don't really, but it looks interesting. And there's a scene as well where he looks up into the clouds, and you can see these things flying around. I think there's something to do with someone will tell me like that watches Rebels.
You'll be able to tell me if I'm wrong on this, as well as this world between worlds thing. Is this how they fucking bring like time travel into fucking Star Wars, or jumping? No,
I think it's another galaxy or something.
Okay, so they're saying I was reading something about like time travel or other like timelines or shit like that.
Jonathan says it is. He says, fuck the war between worlds. There's time travel is no place in Star Wars.
Okay, so is that what it is? Okay, because I wasn't sure what that meant.
Yeah, G-Force said Purgles, the space whales. So they were flying around up in the clouds when he looked up there at one point. I do wonder as well, the Night Sister stuff. Is that like they're the Night Sisters of Dathomir? That's where Darth Maul came from, wasn't it?
So do you think, and I mean, from where the heading is, do you think, now, because I don't know how far off we are with connecting all of what we have right now to the sequel trilogies and all that kind of stuff, could it be a way to rewrite the sequel trilogy? I mean, it could very well be a way to retcon, but I think what they'll do, I mean, me personally, I think they're going to use these shows to build mythology behind those stories. So those stories will make more sense when you watch them.
I don't think you can make any of them make more sense.
But do you know what? I think it's when something's really bad and makes no sense, it's easier to kind of write something to fucking, I don't know, connect to it. So it kind of, I don't know, it makes more sense that way.
Jonathan says, prequels got a lot of flack, but there's a ton of support for them too. Overall story, though, was awesome. Left room for improvement. Oh, yeah, the story was there for now. I think they're looked upon more fondly now because of the sequels.
Yeah.
Until something
100%. Like I still think to this day that like Revenge of the Sith is
fantastic. I love it.
It's a fantastic Star Wars movie. Like I really enjoy it. It's one of my favorite out of the Star Wars films. And I think Hayden Christensen by that time had kind of come into his own. But let's be honest, there was some shitty dialogue in that fucking movie as well.
I think those films would have been amazing if Lucas handed over the writing credits to someone better.
Yes, because let's be honest. As much as we love Star Wars and as much as we fucking have fond memories and we enjoy them, some things Lucas wrote and put on screen weren't the best.
I don't like sand. It's coarse. It gets everywhere.
And it makes perfect sense. But it's like when Anakin or when Obi-Wan says to him, you're just like,
and it's all Anakin's lines that are bad.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, was he trying to? Was he like mindset wise? Was he trying to write him like a robot before he became the machine? Do you know,
You will
in his
never
own
take
head?
off from me.
But it was even, and look,
Oh,
you got to give it
fucking
something, right? It became meme gold, right? It's the whole
yes.
Obi-Wan system. It's like he goes,
You were the
but
chosen one.
I no,
I
I
actually
don't
didn't
get
mind. The Obi-Wan's lines were perfect. It's
no.
just
It's the line. They're on the river on the two fucking floaty things, and he goes,
floaty
but
things.
Anakin, the Sith are evil. Well, from my point of view, the Jedi are evil. I was going to go. It's like something a 12-year-old says to their fucking parents.
That's
Well,
not even
I
the
think
worst part.
I'm
That's not even the
correct.
worst fucking whatchamacallit.
It was it made him sound like a fucking. But me and you used that. You were the chosen one, or you were my brother, Anakin. When I
We
said
use that as
something
gift.
like
We use that as gifts on each other the whole time
as gifts on each
when
other,
we
when
don't agree with each other.
someone says something and we don't agree, we're like, you were the chosen one, and we usually shoot it back and forth with each other,
It's all right.
and it normally
It's
works.
over,
But no,
Tubbs. I
look,
have the
overall,
higher ground now.
I will say I am.
I
I'm
always
enjoying
have
the
the
show
higher
so far.
ground.
I do like it. I like Ahsoka. I'm loving Hera. I think she's cool. Um,
Yes, Asajj.
Sabine, I like her. I think she's one of the highlights of it so far. Um, I just, as I said, and I love the two sits as well. Yeah, there's a lot of things to love. Like I've said, without being doom and gloom, but there's a lot of things to love about this
This
show. There's a
Jonathan,
lot of things.
100%.
Hmm?
Lucas and amazing ideas, man, and word builder, but fucking hell, he sucks as a director.
Yeah. See, this is the thing about it. Is he knew he knew the word he was trying to create, but
The biggest
some
smile on my
you know
face.
the execution isn't always there.
Live stream 8 p.m. UK time tomorrow night for anyone who would like to give a look on
Deadly.
TV.
Okay, my friend. Okay. But
Could have
I
gotten
will
11
sound off on this. I'm enjoying the shit out of this show. 2 episodes in, third one tomorrow. I'm definitely looking forward to seeing it. I'm looking forward to seeing where this goes. I'm quite enjoying figuring out stuff I didn't know about from Rebels as I go. But that's not to say that there's a few things so far that I'm kind of going, that could have been avoided. That's stupid. That's kind of silly. Don't know why they did that. But as I said, they're nitpicky things that I'm nitpicking and taking taken as I go. Personal opinion, stuff like that. But overall, I'm enjoying it. I this is not. I find with the book of Boba Fett, I only started to really enjoy it when it became Mandalorian 2.5.
Yeah, I think
This isn't like that for me. I'm enjoying this from off the cuff.
I think this is more like Mando for me in that I know kind of regardless, even if it's a bad episode, I'll enjoy it. Whereas
Yeah,
with with Andor, I was like, I'll watch
yeah,
it.
same.
I'll watch it when I'm ready. Not I wasn't running to watch it. Also,
Yeah,
like with Book of Boba Fett, I was like, there wasn't the Mandalorian feel. There was the feeling, please get better, please get better, please get better.
yeah.
Thinking every
And then
week.
it did get better, but it became
It didn't.
Mandalorian 2.5. No,
It
no,
didn't
when it
really get better
became.
enough.
Well, when the Mandalorian 2.5 episodes, like, was it fucking 5 and 6 came out, or whatever,
Like a
4 and 5 or
manta.
whatever. Um,
Fucking hell.
it was such a weird one, which you kind of have to look at. It became a better show when they sidelined Boba Fett,
Anyway,
and
Arc
it's not
Corner
Boba Fett.
extra.
Huh?
We have one more Arc Corner before
Oh,
we go.
wicked dude, nice. It
This
was
is
a
one.
late one.
There's a late submission from
A
Mr.
late
Gary
submission
Ford.
to the show.
So these are some boxes he's sending out to folks. G-Force.
On G-Force.
That are really cool. Some cool like graffiti like stuff on the side. Very, very
Oh,
nice.
deadly out, man.
G-Force was here. G-Force was here.
And that shit's hard to do, man.
It is. It's
Yeah.
like calligraphy.
No, it's not easy to fucking graffiti writing is not as easy as people think.
Yeah, so that's really cool, G-Force.
Yeah. What did you draw on inside the boxes, dude? Is it?
Gotta tag your boxes.
There you go. There you go. It's my answer.
Okay. So yeah, like my final word is I'm looking forward to tomorrow's episode, or
Yeah.
for you guys 2.5 hours, whatever it is. Yeah. How many episodes is there of this? I don't
Now
really sure.
I usually ask you, like, I
This is
don't
how.
know.
See, like I've kind of what's it? Dejected myself from it. I
Yeah.
don't know. So
Now,
I don't know.
obviously, with Marvel and stuff, we've kind of gotten used to the 6-episode run, right? But
it's not Boba Fett levels of bad yet.
yeah, which I'll be honest, John, is a good thing. Do you know what I mean? It's not it like and also look, I will be honest. I think I'm a product of it as well. As I think as fans of stuff, we do like to get into the I don't enjoy this part.
Into the
I don't
mud.
like. No, we do as fans. We do tend to I don't know. We tend to kind of poke holes in things if we don't like it and things like that as well, instead of just kind of sit down and try and enjoy it. But
Well,
I
that's
think it's because
what we're here to do anyway. Like so.
yeah, of course. But come here, aren't you? You're not human if you like as we said before, is we don't we're not coming on here running it into the ground. We're actually pointing out the good things we liked and the bad and the little things that we critiqued ourselves on a personal note. It's different. Instead of just running it into the ground for the sake of running it into the ground, I wouldn't come on and do that. I don't like doing that. Do you know what I mean? Like I can watch the best thing in the world. Like you know me, I'm a massive Lord of the Rings fan. But even I can fucking look at some.
Anyway, I rather like wait until something is completed to go back and then rip the shit
yeah,
over
but
it.
like when we get to the final episode, like we could probably then we can do completely.
It's like
retrospect.
Not to keep bringing it up because I know Jonathan loves it. If it's like Secret Invasion, I kept thinking I'll give it a chance. I'll give it a chance. Then when it finished, I was like, that was fucking awful.
Yeah, for me now with Secret Invasion is I had the same feeling that you had with Book of Boba Fett. I just kept wishing it would get better and get better.
Anyway,
and
let's go through the comments before we finish up.
You know what I mean?
As an OT guy, I really enjoyed the newer character stories like Mando, Andor, and Ahsoka. Better than when they bring in the cameos. I do too. Gotta take the boxes. Lightsabers are crap. If the Sith want to win, kick them all in the fanny. Kick them in the fanny, Kelly.
No, but you know what I mean when it comes
I
to
give
lightsabers.
I give it a 7 out of 10 so far. Anyway, for me.
Yeah. I mean, look, I'd range in between 7 and 8 out of 10 myself because I am enjoying it. There's been a lot more good than bad that I've enjoyed so far. There's not very. Actually, I'll be honest. You know what? I know I bitched and moaned about a few things, but there's not. I don't find that there's a ton of bad shit. You know, I'm watching these episodes and I'm actually going, oh, even though I haven't watched Rebels, I see something. I'm going, oh, I know that. Oh, I actually understand. There's certain things I understand, and I do like the Ahsoka character, so I'm instantly kind of like, and I like Rosario Dawson a lot more than you do, but I'm digging the two Sid characters, and I like Sabine and Hera. Hera, I like, and I like
they're definitely not Sith anyway.
Are they not?
No. Sith, they're gone at this point.
So what are they? They're just like rogue Jedis that fucking
Dark
kind of
Jedi or something, yeah.
I just assumed they were Sith because of the red lightsabers. I didn't even factor in that they couldn't be that.
Sure, your man is even like, oh, I missed the time when the Jedi. He's an ex-Jedi anyway.
Yeah, okay, that's what I'm saying. But I mean, like a lot of the Siths were ex-Jedis as well. To be fair, like
Night Sisters. 8 episodes. That's good. I like that.
Okay, so yeah, but see, 8 episodes gives it a lot more.
It's a good chunk, like.
Yeah.
Yes.
So explain this to me before we wrap up. So they're not Sith.
No, I don't think so.
Why the red lightsaber? Why that choice?
It's evil. Not all.
So wouldn't that make them Sith?
No, because Sith is a kind of religion, so it's not all Force users are Jedi or Sith in the.
But I mean, I know I'm just trying to understand. But I was assumed like that wearing black and having a red lightsaber made you a Sith, or made you conform to that side.
There is not. I'm not. Someone can back me up on this. I'm sure. I could be
no, because the reason I asked this as well is because
Jesse says they are dark Jedi, hence the orange lightsabers. Yeah, they are orange.
Okay. No, the reason I was bringing that up is because I was actually the reason I asked the is because I wonder, will this, with obviously Thrawn and everything, will that eventually lead? Because obviously we in the Mandalorian 2.5 in Book of Boba Fett we saw like Luke building the Jedi Temple things, and so I'm wondering to myself, will this lead to like the Knights of Ren and all that crack?
Yeah, but they're not Sith either.
that's my point. This is why I'm asking you about these two characters. They're not Sith. They're just, they're evil characters. They become evil, so they've adapted, like using red lightsabers and fucking darker,
Orange lightsabers, Tubbs, you colorblind git, lol.
Are they orange, man? I thought they were fucking red.
G4 says
okay, my bad. I'm asking questions because I genuinely wasn't sure.
The Kyber crystal, for the third time, changes the color when they go from good to evil. And Jonathan says Balin mentions at the start of the episode 1 that him and Shin are mercs. And they did say it as well.
Yeah. See, this is where my mind went. Like I was just going like, oh, red. I just assumed. Was it?
That explains when I drank Fanta, my cat floated. Oh,
yeah. But no, the reason I was asking those questions was because I actually wasn't 100% sure, because I assumed, like, obviously in the time frame, the Jedi or the Sith were gone as well.
Yeah, they are. The Sith there's only ever two, the rule of two or whatever it is.
Yeah, but in a weird twisted way, if this is over time, we're never going to connect to the sequel trilogy or whatever way they're going to do that with the new Rey movies coming and all that. I'm assuming they're all over time going to build out to connect all that shit up. Hasn't Palpatine secretly been kind of like in the shadows?
But that doesn't necessarily mean like once Rey's new movie or whatever is going to be about the Sith either. Like there's more.
Yeah, maybe because that's
more than one set of villains in the universe.
No, I agree. It's just I think as Jano corrected me, I'm clearly colorblind. I thought they were red lightsabers. I assumed it was just they were Sith. I didn't even think that they were just kind of like ex-Jedi mercs fucking with Fanta colored lightsabers.
Airtake Iron Brew.
Oh, it explains a lot. So
what was that stuff Tubbs was drinking? Feta or something?
Feta. That was Coke, dude.
What you need?
I was saying is it makes a lot of sense, because when it's sin, right?
Say again.
It is the blonde, not
the grey haired chick.
Yeah. See, I thought she was blonde. She's clearly grey haired.
She's kind of like your one in the Sia video. She's kind of got silvery.
Yes. And I'll be honest, that's exactly what I said when I saw her. I was like, looks like Sia.
Definitely coming back to Dublin for next year, John, for Con 24. Yeah, Tubbs is coming too.
I'm making commitments to two things next year, man. Comic-Con fucking 2024 and AEW.
Fucking love Quattro. Shin is her name. There we go.
Shin, yeah.
Shin Hattie.
I said Sin. Shin.
Anyway, we're going to leave it there because
but we'll have more on this next week, and maybe I should start watching Rebels in between these weeks.
Might as well. It's not bad.
Yeah, I have Disney Plus there. I might start banging out episodes, and maybe I'll be able to connect the dots a little bit more with stuff.
But so
because I'm still learning, guys, because I didn't watch any of those shows.
G4 said he would love to come hang with us, fellas. Come over, man. Come over.
Yeah, G.
Anyway, we're going to leave it there for tonight, guys. Thank you once again for dropping by for this awesome Culture Cast.
As always.
Top stream, lads. Great AT also.
Thanks, boys.
And so thanks very much, guys. We will see you next week. Have a great week. And what Jono said.
Yeah.
He said there's a playlist on Disney Plus of what episodes of Rebels and Clone Wars to watch.
What's it like connecting to these shows? Oh, okay. Thank you, Jono. That's well here.
And don't forget TJ's stream tomorrow.
Yes, 8 o'clock UK time.
Jonathan, cool stream, guys. Loba, good stuff. Cheerio all. And see you later, Mickaloo. Have a good one, guys. May the force